be here. Howdy. Okay, for those in Texas. Okay, y'all. Somebody could be from Texas. I just picked up on that. Greetings. Namaste, Osio. Greetings to all of you that are coming to my channel, that are listening to the sound of my voice. Happy Ancient Egyptian New Year, which is 4th of July. I'm so grateful to be here as a descendant of ancient Egyptians, a royal heiress, and I'm coming out with this message, y'all. So I hope all of you that are sending good vibrations my way, coming to hear what I have to say as far as exposing this karmic energy, these karmic energies and basically exposing the truth and shaming the devil, not only in my case, but in many other divine feminines and masculines case as well that resonate with this. Okay, where it's a battle between not between flesh and blood, but spiritual. I'm hearing spiritual principalities and dark principalities in high and low places. So I'm here to bring their asses down, okay? With the rest of the high vibrational collective. Shout out to the divine high vibrational feminines and supreme beings, and shout out to the divine high vibrational divine masculines, okay? Supreme beings. All honor to the Most High Mother and Father, okay? All honor and praise to the Most High Mother and Father. All honor to my spiritual team, ancestors, guards, guardians of the light and the dark that protect me and that protect my space, y'all. We shall begin, okay? I hope y'all, if you're going out to have a good time, I hope that y'all are staying protected. You're keeping your head on a swivel. It's a lot of judgment that is going on in the world right now. It's a lot of floods, okay, represent globally in America and globally representing a purification of the land, representing a reset, okay, a spiritual reset on the land. And I'm hearing that this spiritual reset is actually happening in the high vibrational collective as well, particularly those of ancient Egyptian bloodline. This is the ancient Egyptian New Year, mind you. Okay, this is new energy that is coming in, purification, fresh beginnings, and it's happening in America and globally because, of course, the earth was given, unto the original people, unto the original holy ones. This is what I'm picking up on, y'all. I'm hearing in the beginning. I'm hearing from the beginning. So, me included as the divine, a part of being a part of the divine collective, my soul was definitely here in the beginning, when there was darkness and the Most High Mother and Father spoke, and then there was light type of energy. Okay, this is the message. I'm just really free flowing, and I'm just so grateful because I'm literally picking up on the energy, and it's so clear. Those that are meant to know what I'm saying, you will understand or understand and overstand what I am saying to you. Spirit gives me certain messages to speak in code. Okay, a lot of the times our ancestors and ancient ancestors spoke in code. Okay, around certain people that were not supposed to be privy to certain information of higher consciousness. Speaking around certain people that were foreigners that were coming to visit or do trade with our ancient Egyptian ancestors. So there was different levels of communication. That's what I'm picking up on, y'all. But yes, what we're seeing now in the world, this is a little side note before I get into the reading. Spirit wants me to speak on this, so I know it is meant to come out, and I'm just being used as the vessel to speak on this. um I'm hearing darker, um certain darker principalities, people, beings, reptilians, draconians, people that have, fallen angels, people that, chose wickedness. They chose to sacrifice people. They chose to accept and adopt these certain demonic, satanic, and or Luciferian lifestyles to control, to harvest energy, to traffic, to unalive people, okay, children, animals, okay, in order for them to steal that life force to feed off of that light because they have no access to that light because they, I'm hearing, are of wickedness of their father Satan, okay? So they like to feed, okay, as energy vampires, as on blood, on the life, on the energy of higher vibrational beings, such as myself, such as the high vibrational collective, such as animals, sacrificing them to these devils or in dark entities, okay, such as children using their purity, sucking the life out of them. And so this is what this reading is going to be about. I did a pre-pool, and I just, Spirit wanted me to kind of give a because I didn't know I was going to be speaking about this, to basically give like a synopsis of exactly what is going on here and what is happening on a microcosm and a macrocosm of the earth of America, okay, which on American soil, but this the spirit is of Babylon, okay, Babylonian, okay, Babylonian Empire. The entity, is of the Black Hand, okay. The entity is, they're operating on American soil, but it's really, a Babylonian system. It's built off of blood, wickedness, bloodshed, unaliving, robbing, stealing, thieving, and that's why with this foreign run system, majority of the original people that are over here get the short end of the stick, while other foreigners of light complexion and then medium complexion, dark complexion of different bloodlines, eventually the lighter ones first, and then they allowed the darker foreigners to come over here to America to exploit the original people of the bloodline, to exploit these riches, our rich soil, our resources, our talents, our gifts, our abilities, our inventions, because there's nobody, no other people on the planet like us, okay? We do have other bloodlines of ancient people that we're connected to, but us in America, okay, the Southeast region, okay, of our people are a specific, special group of people, a specific a special bloodline, okay, and our ancestors wrote this in stone, okay, this is global, okay, that we would have a certain level of intelligence from what we experienced, okay, from us going to war, okay, having to go to war for 100 years. Shout out to the Gullah Wars, okay, where our people were fighting for 100 years straight, fighting the enemy and winning, okay, 70 to 100 years straight. Okay, they don't talk about that when they talk about our people. A lot of these foreigners, they love making up these wicked ass stories that, and lying and keeping out certain things so that our people look down on themselves. It's really a Jedi mind trick. It's really oh, you from Africa because we don't want to give you back your shit. We don't want to give you back your land. We don't want you to be proud and have some sort of pride in yourself and in your land. So we want to disconnect you from the lands that your ancestors and your foremothers and your forefathers, okay, paved the way and created on anciently. And I'm hearing a lot of these foreigners, foreign bloodlines, reptilian, draconian hybrids. I'm hearing cyclones. Okay, rest in peace to the cyclones because they were on the planet as well in ancient American cemeteries. There were otherworldly beings here with us, and we lived in harmony. Okay, other shapeshifters, other, etc., like Harry Potter type shit, but deeper. I'm also picking up on these Slavs, of dark and light complexion sent from Europe. Okay, basically Slavs, basically I'm hearing GMO. I'm hearing Cabbage Patch Kids. I'm hearing older clones and the newer clones, waves of these clones that these people have been creating, okay, in order to enslave and to steal and to co-opt and to pretend to be, okay, the original people in all aspects, as the original people of this land of the Americas, with these fake Native Americans, these Eurasians, these Siberians, these Caucasian people that have absolutely no bloodline tied to this land, okay, at all. That was sent over here from Ellis Island. Ellis Island has nothing to do with ancient America. It has nothing to do with this soil. We are the original people of this land. We are rising. The Most High Mother and Father is purifying the holy lands as well as the earth, and anybody trying to get in the way of this new earth reset is going to get the fuck gone. Okay, get ran over like roadkill, even if it's people that are of our particular bloodline. It's so-called Black Americans, it's so-called Indigenous Americans, okay, Aboriginal Americans, the descendants of the ancient Americans, the original Americans, okay, our people, because we've always had some, quote unquote niggas that like to go against the grain, that like to go against ancient prophecy, that like to go against what the ancients put in place in order for us to stay pure and stay connected to the divine and stay, in alignment, so that certain things we wouldn't have to spiritually pay for certain things, because if you're pure, if you're doing this spiritual work, if you're not only thinking about thinking with your little head and not your big head, thinking about lust and greed and your ego and being polluted with these dark spirits, it's in the spirit. Basically, if you're spiritually protected, it's going to show over in the physical realm. If our people stayed, purified, and protected and obeying the Most High Mother and Father, and not being perfect, but at least not going out of your way to be wicked, you know, we wouldn't have had foreigners to be allowed to come over here to play out this, you know, them stealing from us, them taking us as prisoners of war, them committing paper genocide against us, to trick us out of our land, to trick us out of our sovereignty, to steal our resources, to feed other foreign nations from here, and to remote control this U.S. corporation, foreign corporation from Britain, okay, from the Black Hand, when I'm hearing their time of controlling, remote controlling this foreign run U.S. De facto government, this corporation. Okay, I'm hearing the American flag, the flag of commerce, is not even a national flag. It's the flag of sale, commerce, capitalism, thievery. Okay, bribery, pulling a wool over the original American's head and robbing them blind. Okay, is over. Okay, no more foreigners being sent directly to our communities, in the suburbs, higher class communities, certain, urban communities, etc., and them just cooking food and giving us these products, and that are harmful to our skin, to our hair, that is not good for us to eat. Okay, etc. Just it might taste good, it might look good on the surface, but it was a lot of it was a lot of sinister things that is going on. These foreign people should not be in close proximity to us, that are of low vibration, just like the people that are of our own kind, that are informants, that are agents for this wicked system. Martin Luther King, okay. I'm hearing Farrakhan, okay, because it's no possible way that he's able to do this and do that without this system getting their cut, okay, without them, being able to benefit and having some sort of deals in place. Farrakhan is not as clean as he looks, okay? The Million Man March, but no change happened, okay? Billions of dollars was generated, but it went directly to him and his cult like following. It didn't go to healing and teaching and building up the communities as a whole. I'm picking up on the Black church as well. It kind of gives that type of feel, but on a more Islamic aspect. I hope y'all are getting exactly what I'm saying. I'm really channeling in real time. The so-called Black church generates $1 billion every year, but the community never gets it. Okay, 501c3. You're an agent with the system. You're teaching certain doctrine that they want you to teach, so they allow you to get this money and not have to pay taxes. And they turn their head when these pastors is going out and committing these crimes and trafficking these children and getting into these low vibrational connections with women and with men and with children in the background, and spreading this disease and spreading these spiritual diseases and doing this witchcraft on people's minds, while just pocketing that money. I'm hearing this is going in alignment. I'm hearing this in alignment. Martin Luther King, Farrakhan, these Black preachers, these so-called African American these I forgot the dude's name. I forgot his name, but you know what I'm saying? Pan-Africanism is all a trick. It's a trick bag. These Black males is what I call them, because a lot of them are spiritually dead. They've sold out, and the women do as well. Boule style, Dark Mason style, Dark Eastern Star style. It's all about the money. Okay, it's all about them getting. They don't care about the rest of the people. They don't care about the children, okay, that are not a part of these organizations and these secret societies. And even if they're stealing from and taking from the people that they are connected to, as far as within the church confirmation. So this systematic, I'm hearing the systematic spiritual warfare, this systematic robbing and stealing and taking of the children and of the people. And while they live good, while they live rich, while they sit up and flaunt and flex, as if there's something great. These leaders, religious leaders, these pastors, they really are under the synagogue of Satan, the Catholic Church. Okay, I'm hearing the doctrine of discovery. Okay, that actually with them accepting that they've sold their souls over to the devil, okay? For money, for a fucking Happy Meal, Kanye West style, y'all. Let's get into this, okay? So thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to really go deeper with this, because I did not know I was going to be going that deep. But Spirit, when Spirit talks and calls, when the Most High Mother and Father calls, I'm gonna answer, baby, and that's why I'm here, y'all. Bankrupt. So there is a warlock. We're speaking about a warlock today, y'all. We're speaking about a download warlock today. He keeps coming out in the energy with my readings, okay, and with many other divine feminine and masculine high vibrational supreme beings, chosen ones, okay, healers, psychics, etc. And I know that this situation resonates with me, but I didn't know how deep this shit went, okay? I didn't know that how deep this situations that I was experiencing. I've ran across other divine feminines that are psychic, that are inclined, that are vessels of the Most High Mother and Father, that work with the Holy Spirit and their spiritual teams, that have experienced the exact same thing that I have experienced, literally mirroring it. So I know this is a battle, not just with flesh and blood. It's a battle of these principalities against ours, because we are children of the Most High God. We are children of light. We are children of the cosmos, whether divine, feminine, or masculine. And this is a global takedown, not just in the Americas, but this is a systematic takedown, okay, an entity takedown. A lot of the times when you think about governments, you think about entities, you think about this and that, and it's embedded, okay, right in front of your eyes. You know, certain I'm hearing certain Fortune 500 companies, Amazon, they're embedded with these entities, okay, that feed off of people's I'm hearing overconsumption. They feed off of people going, you know, wanting to buy this, wanting to buy that. And I'm hearing not seeing the bigger picture, okay? Because where you spend your money, you're giving your energy. Where you put your time, you're giving your energy to that, okay? What, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Where you are emotionally invested, okay? Mentally invested, okay? Energetically invested, whether you know it or not, on a subconscious level, on a super conscious level, on an unconscious level, on a conscious level. It's more than what meets the eye. I'm hearing eyes wide shut. It's cloaked, and that's why they say the physical realm is the illusion. You think, oh, I'm just ordering this because I like it. No, they've sent you all types of commercials from Amazon. They're listening to your information from your phone, from your tablet, from your computer. They know exactly what you are thinking about buying. They're listening. They're tapping your phones. Okay, they're listening and having access to your text messages. They know what you buy through your chips that in your, you know, you paying with your phone or you paying with your card. So what Amazon does, what Google does, what a lot of these brands do, they put certain commercials in front of you on social media, on streaming networks, okay, on radio stations, okay, or et cetera, because they're putting it in your mind to buy from them. So you what you really think, okay, this is deep. What you really think is your own individual choice and decision. It's already being pre-encoded, okay, into your subconscious mind to once you get your money, to take your money and go to spend it with them. So there, if somebody controls your mind, they're controlling your life. If somebody is controlling your mind and your behaviors and how you spend your money and what you do and how you think, you know, it's going globally, okay? It's especially with technology and AI and, you know, all forms of virtual currency and virtual spending and virtual realities, okay? That is going into the I'm hearing the Luciferian 20, I think 2030 plan of what they want to do to take to basically turn force everybody, which is not going to work, into a technological system, okay, iRobot type of system where, you know, the robots are enforcing it, and, you know, they're controlled by AI. They're controlled by artificial intelligence, which really just means they're being controlled by a entity, okay? But that entity is using AI, the robots, okay? That entity is using clones, okay? That entity is using NPCs, non-playable characters, okay? And that entity is using, okay, you know, bots and different forms of physical artificial vessels and physical vessels that have been taken over, whether they're inorganic or organic. The consciousness is gone. The brain has been hijacked. Okay, so the entity or those dark spirits are using these physical, I'm hearing these physical body bags or these physical vessels to play out a particular sinister agenda. Okay, and you know, so it's really deeper than what meets the eye. I'm picking up on nanotechnology. I'm picking up on them putting it in the air and you breathing it in, and then you being a part of this. I'm hearing the grid, the electrical grid, okay? Connected, you know, connecting to your devices. I'm hearing transhumanism, okay? I'm hearing Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, okay? They want that, okay? They want people to be in a sense chipped, okay? Because if you got a chip in your phone and you using your phone and you're always around your phone, and even when you turn your phone off, you're being tracked. Even if you got, let's say you got a smart car, or you got a one of those Teslas, those are robots, okay? Those are robot cars. They're not regular cars. They have computer chips. Okay, they're run on technology. Okay, so what appears to be something that is upgrading you, or you know, this is just the thing to do and this is just cool, you don't, a lot of people are not knowing exactly what they're getting into before it is actually too late, similar to the injections that were forced. Oh, you know, remember when that those phases came out, these were all testings, okay, to see what people globally in America and globally would fight against. Okay, would they know that their rights are being taken away? Would they catch the drift that their human rights are being taken away? You get what I'm saying? Would they catch it, or could we just, you know, continue to put out commercials and continue to pay them to get this, or continue to force their hand and, oh, you're gonna get fired if you don't take this, if you don't listen to this, you're gonna get fired. That's an authoritarian, type of system. And it's also a Luciferian type of system, because you know they force it. You know, anything where somebody is forcing you against your will, forcing a, you know, for you to lose, forcing to bend your hand, to force your hand, okay, with witchcraft, okay, even though it's all embedded with different levels of witchcraft, whether Luciferian, Satanism, etc., it's all intertwined. If any system is forcing your hand to do something, even if it doesn't initially appear that way, you're being tested, okay, you're being forced, okay, whether, okay, do I take this you know, needle, you know, in the arm, to pay my bills, to make sure me and my family, my wife, my husband, or just you, your dog, your cat, whatever, the goldfish, has a place to live. Okay, you have food to eat, you know, water to drink. It really, you know, your phone bill, your car note, your this, your that, your gas. They basically dangle certain things that are basic necessities of life over your head, and they say, hey, well, you making this hard on yourself. All you got to do is obey. All you got to do is listen. All you got to do is follow these rules, and then you can have it easier. You don't have to fight up against us. You could go to work, you can make money, but you're going to follow what the fuck we want you to follow, or it's going to be harder for you to live. It's going to be harder for you to take care of your kids. It's going to be harder for you to make it. Okay, so either you take this willingly, or we're going to make your life a living hell until you do take this. This is what happened with the needle in the arm, okay? This is what certain secret occults do behind the scenes on certain people that they want to prey upon, that they want to sacrifice, that they want to traffic, that they want to energy harvest from, that they want to perform these dark rituals on. Okay, they force it. Okay, they love people being in pain. They love forcing it, forcing their hand, abusing people. Okay, with witchcraft and spell work, with them not knowing. Okay, so this is the energy that I'm coming out with, y'all. Spirit wants this to come out. Also, the planet is going through a reset at this time, but also a lot of these Luciferians know that there is a natural reset that is happening with the Most High Mother and Father and nature. Okay, with the sun, with the planets, with the galaxy. Okay, to infinity and beyond, and they want to hold on to power for dear life, as far as these Luciferians, etc. So, you know, they have certain machines, certain CERN machines. I read the other day that they were speaking about the CERN machine was being turned off, but it just was too major earthquakes in Venezuela. Okay, that's not by coincidence. They're telling you that they're using CERN, okay, to cause these earthquakes, okay, to cause a certain shift and a reset that they know has to take place. But they know the reset has to take place, but so they want to, they either they'll let it happen naturally or they can't let it happen because it's gonna happen. They don't have that much power and pull over the Most High Mother and Father and Mother Nature, but they'll rush, okay, to do a sort of reset, some sort of devastation, so that they can still feel like they're in control. These people are fighting for control, fighting for the right to control people at all costs. Okay, with these disasters. Okay, with for trying to hurry up and quickly force people into this technological system of control. Okay, of etc. I'm picking up on the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake and the other girl with the big eyes. Okay, watch these movies because they tell you exactly what they want to do. It's going to be certain areas where you have to pay to get into these areas, and they actually have them now with certain tolls and with certain before you get into a certain area, you got to go through a certain toll booth. Okay, well, you're being recorded. You have to pay for that. You have to, basically, they're censoring when you come into a certain branch or a certain gate or a certain community. Okay, and when you leave out, that's the exact same thing. Okay, basically, if you can't pay to get in, or pay for these easy passes, or pay to have certain things to get in, you can't get past a certain barrier. It's a gate. Okay, but yes, y'all, so thank y'all so much for listening to me. If you did listen to me, you are a real one, and I absolutely send you all the love in the world, y'all. I just had to sip a little bit of my tea. But we're gonna get into this read, okay? Bankrupt. This warlock is going bankrupt. And I had to do this because this warlock is a Satanist. Okay, this warlock has certain Luciferian qualities, certain fallen angel qualities. Okay, he this warlock, okay, that is obsessed with this divine feminine, okay, from his past, his divine supreme being. He wanted to control her life, similar to, Satanists with witchcraft and black magic and domination magic and binding spells and blood rituals, and to sacrifice this divine being. But also on the Luciferian aspect of it, he wanted to do any and all things to have control of this divine supreme being's energy. Okay, and so he went bankrupt paying for the spell work. He went bankrupt sending all of these death spells and sacrifice spells and etc. Just trying to paying for this spell work, doing this spell work. Okay, I'm hearing this warlock was fucking people in a cult. Okay, to get spell work done. Okay, with the coven that he was working with. This is how dedicated he was. This is how hell bent he was in trying to dominate and possess this divine supreme being's energy. Okay, I'm hearing he had an energetic core attached to this divine feminine being in the past, but the cords have been cut, and so everything in his life is shifting because he was living off of stolen energy. Okay, from this divine supreme being and from many others. But the divine supreme being is that pure divine feminine energy. Okay, so he wasn't able to get a better source of supply because you're not. Divine feminine energy is the highest form of energy and frequency. The only other thing that could even be closer to that a little bit, etc., is basically the purity of children. And this is why this warlock is actually going down for trafficking children. Okay, so it says bankrupt, black male with murder on his mind. This is a dark warlock. Okay, could be a black male, an African American male, or a male. Okay, that uses black magic. Okay, to make their money. Okay, they use black magic to make their money. They use people as human sacrifices, women, men, children, and animals. Okay, so that for them to come up. This warlock would bring dark offerings, human sacrifices, and child sacrifices, etc., to a ancient entity that he worships, that his people in his cult worship, okay, for money, for affluence, for open doors, for power. And this warlock was basically a hitman, a romance scammer, a lover boy. He has a harem of females that he feeds off of, that he gets stuff from, and he has a group of males that he also fucks and sucks behind the scenes because he really prefers males, but it's more beneficial in his mind for him to just siphon from women. Okay, I have a woman to do this. If I don't have this female gonna pay my car bill. This female gonna buy me food. This female gonna get me gas. This female like to take me out to eat. I know I can always go over this female's house and get a free meal. I know she gonna do sucky sucky and sloppy sloppy, and I can, and this one gonna pay for the drugs, and then that one gonna do this. This warlock has a lot of addictions. He has a lust demon. He has a sexual kinky fetishes, okay, with women, men, children, animals, and people who are non-binary, okay? So he likes to drink, okay? So I'm hearing he has a female for that. One that's going to foot the bill. They could go out to drink, or they could go out to eat and she's paying, okay? This is a warlock that likes to be taken care of by women. They feed off of the energy of women. They're nothing without women, but they like to pretend as if they're something special, as if this warlock is the prize. He likes females to fight over him, karmic females, and that's one of the reasons why he wanted to sacrifice his divine feminine from his past, his friend, okay, from the past, his ex from the past, etc. Somebody that saw him as family, but he saw her as a lick. Okay, I'm hearing this warlock worked with his family, his dark family. Okay, as far as his cult, my right ear just popped, as well as the karmic family members of this divine supreme being to sacrifice this divine supreme being. This is what he's going bankrupt, because he wanted to bankrupt this divine supreme being with sacrificing her life so that this dark community could feed off of her. You see how spirit was allowing me to speak about how these systems, these Babylonian systems, these satanic systems, these dark cults, that are intertangled, okay, and I'm intertwined with the government, the federal government, the shadow government, the global so-called one world, order, in which they want to continue to, and are hell bent on forcing, okay, upon the people as well. So this is what the mentality that this warlock has accepted. Okay, he has accepted, hey, in order to get it, I gotta take from people. In order to get it, I gotta swap out these bees. I gotta swap out these hoes. Okay, when really he's a bee, he's a hoe. Okay, this warlock wanted to destiny swap with this divine supreme being, with trying to ruin her life in the past all the way up until now, doing witchcraft, siphoning her energy, trying to destroy any friend relationships, real true friend relationships, real true love interests, okay? Because he wanted to live off of the divine feminine's energy, as she was his biggest supply, okay? He had been living off of her energy, letting her go out and work, and he's skimming money off of the top in the spirit, letting her go out and do the spiritual work, and he's siphoning those spiritual gifts, okay, with having her in misery. I'm hearing this warlock as a sadist. He was exploiting this divine feminine's energy to a cult, okay, to other coven members of feminines, that he has a girlfriend that is attached to a coven, okay, and they're all interconnected with these dark cults and societies and etc. But he also exploited this divine feminine supreme being, such as me and many others, to these dark warlocks that are DL, okay? They all have wives, okay? They like to touch each other. They like to pounce on each other. They also like to exploit children and the physical, in the astral, in the dream realm. I can't make this up. And they cannot do this anymore. This so-called dark warlock has murder on his mind, because he's going bankrupt. He's losing it all, coming up against this divine supreme being. He's sick in the mind, psychotic, sick in the blood, AIDS. Okay, that house in Virginia, okay, that is literally dilapidating, okay, his physical vessel. He literally is fighting off entities. He's being haunted. He's being hunted, okay, and the people that he was doing this witchcraft against, this divine supreme being, everybody is catching strays, okay? This karmic masculine has ruined his family. He's put this cult and these dark organizations in the line of fire, okay, calling and causing judgment, because he did not know when the fuck to stop and leave this divine supreme being alone. He has murder on his mind. He wants to win. He's so egotistical. He doesn't want to lose. He's not used to losing. So he's behaving as if he's a lost little boy that is whose mother abandoned him. Okay, so he I'm hearing he was feeding off the divine motherly energy of this divine supreme being, or off of her breast. I'm hearing Isis energy, Oshun energy, is that the embodiment of this divine supreme being. And so he wanted to just sit and be taken care of and live off of the divine feminine supreme being's energy, when that was not a part of the divine mission. Okay, he dropped the ball. He dropped his life. He dropped himself, and he got dropped. He thought he was bigger than the program. This dark warlock not only was he down low and pretending to be into women to exploit women, but he wanted the divine supreme being, divine feminine, to chase him, to compete with other low vibrational females for him as if he was the prize. This is what I'm hearing. He would lie to people in the past all the way up until present, unknowingly of this divine supreme being on a humanly conscious level. But on a higher in the soul level, it was already known, it was already exposed by spirit. I'm hearing that this warlock would make up excuses. Oh, she needs me. Oh, she needs me to give her advice. She needs me to move. She needs me to grow. She can't do it without me. She can't move forward without me. Okay, she, basically flipping the roles to anybody that would listen to it, to try to paint the picture of the divine feminine that was pouring into him, giving him advice, leading him. He wanted to sit back and pretend like he was the boss over this divine feminine when she was really the fucking boss over him and his goddamn movement. But she wasn't arrogant about it. This warlock hated this divine feminine because she did not chase him. She would rather put distance in between herself and him and have some form of peace. Okay, because this was a warlock that was at war with himself. He didn't have no peace within, and so any female or these harem of females that he was with, it was always an argument. It was always them bitches running and flattening the tires out of his car and busting his windows and popping up to his mama's house and popping up here and popping up there. This warlock did not have a healthy example of love. Maybe his mother and father's dynamic was not healthy. I'm hearing his father could have always been a shit starter, okay, always trying to tear down his mother, or it was very chaotic. So he wanted to bring this into, this relationship that he didn't know that he was supposed to have with this divine feminine, where he was supposed to leave everything from the past behind, that karmic energy behind. He was supposed to heal. He didn't want to heal, but he didn't want to let go of this divine feminine's energy, though. And that is forbidden. Okay, this warlock was behind the scenes using all forms of black magic, baneful magic, doing it with dark bitches that he was fucking on to get this shit done for free, paying people to get this magic done, doing magic on a divine feminine being with these warlocks because he had exploited this divine feminine's energy to this damn cult and passed it off as his own. Oh yeah, I know where to go get it. Oh yeah, we need that. Oh, I know where to go get that energy. I know who got it. I know who always got it. But that wasn't his motherfucking energy, okay? He didn't do the work, okay, on himself. So he wanted, and all the energy that he was getting from the divine feminine, okay, that he was siphoning, that he was stealing, that he was manipulating and emotionally and energetically and mentally trying to trigger her in order to get, so that he could go bring it back to these harems and feed these bitches so he could feel like the nigga, feel like the man, okay, that he never was and never will motherfucking be. Because a real divine masculine don't need a harem of dark witches, okay, chasing after them, fighting over them. Oh, when it's my turn, when Flavor Flav style. And this is what I'm hearing. Flavor Flav was very ugly. He was not an attractive male. He had a big personality, but he was not the lover boy. He was not a charmer. He looked like a turd. This is how the divine feminine is seeing this warlock's energy, whether he looked a certain way or not. She was seeing his energy as being polluted, as being very, very, very vile, very disgusting, sewer type of energy. And so, I'm hearing this warlock is triggered, because a lot of these other females, he's able to always trick. He's able to always scheme. He's able to always rob and steal from. But the divine feminine is different. He knows deep down that the divine feminine was his teacher, his spiritual teacher, was his guide, okay? Was supposed to be his intuition, okay? But he chose to choose the bitches and the hoes and the trannies and these males. He didn't want to get right spiritually in order to evolve, heal himself, so that he would not have to feed off of this divine feminine supreme being, okay? And he didn't want to answer the call. He didn't want to fulfill the divine mission that he had with this divine feminine as a friend or as a more romantic union. But either which way, it had to be pure. It had to be honest. It had to be evolved. It was not a dirty offer, dirty magic, okay, binding, trying to enslave this divine feminine being's energy is the reason why this warlock is going through World War III at this particular period of time, in grave judgment and going into the fucking grave. Yeah, Spirit said, when in doubt, test the spirit. So a divine being, the divine feminine, tested the spirit of this warlock, okay, that robbed her before, that robbed her of her life with other past life entities and past life enemies. This entity has been following this divine feminine supreme being for lifetimes, trying to sacrifice her, trying to siphon from her, trying to eat off of her, trying to live out her life. I'm hearing you with stealing her star power, with sacrificing her for fame, trying to get her spiritual gifts and abilities, trying to have her beauty, okay, trying to have her vitality, trying to steal her magnetism, trying to steal her favor. And this warlock is going the fuck down with this entity, okay? He'll never be able to hurt anybody again, and he'll never be able to harm this divine feminine. I cannot make it up. The next card out is they wanted you dead and tried to kill you. This warlock wanted this divine feminine supreme being dead. Why? Because he wanted her to be the sacrifice. The entity within him wanted her to be the sacrifice, as they were successful in multiple past lives. But I'm hearing in this life, I'm hearing it never was the same. It will never be the same for this warlock. He's losing his life. He's cursed his children. He's cursed his ancestors. Okay, he's stripped of all power. Okay, he will carry this scarlet's letter for the rest of his life in the waking day, in the spirit, across the realms, and within the afterlife. He will never ever have the opportunity to hurt this divine feminine again, because she and her spiritual team defeated him. Not only defeated him unknowingly, okay, but defeated him as bitch. These dark warlocks, this dark cult, these dark cursed communities, okay, these dark towns and cities that this warlock was feeding off of. I'm hearing this warlock was feeding as an energy vampire off of this divine feminine being, and funneling her energy to many people that she didn't even know. Come on through, Holy Spirit. Yes, this warlock created a sex tape of this divine feminine as a virgin. I'm hearing the virgin mother, the virgin bride, the Black Madonna, the Isis, okay, and was very treasonous towards this divine feminine, when he should have been protecting her, when he should have been healing and opening his heart space, when he should have been, coming with pure and true intentions, like the divine feminine was coming to him, because there was a divine mission that needed to be fulfilled. But this nigga, this warlock, this DL homo thug just got fucking replaced. He tried to replace a divine being that was his spiritual teacher, okay, that was his spiritual guide, that was teaching him, nurturing to him for the reason of pouring into him so that he could do the spiritual work and rebuild his motherfucking self, so that he would not need to feed off of the divine feminine and enslave her and attack her with magic, with a dirty bitch that was jealous of her, as he's a dirty bitch that's jealous of her, working with old dirty bitches that was jealous of her, okay, and dirty warlocks that was jealous as well, because they can't manifest, because they're wicked, because their hearts are cold as ice, because their hearts are black and filled with tar, because they are carrying childhood wounds and traumas and dark spirits. They cannot manifest. So what they do is they feed off of people of the light. They feed off of innocent people. They feed off of innocent children, okay, in order to take that energy to manifest. And it's not going the way that the fuck they thought it was going to go, okay? This warlock is paying for this sex tape that he made on this divine feminine supreme being. And I'm hearing he made many other sex tapes. And I'm hearing it was sex tapes made of him with males, okay, with a male lover, okay, with people, a male that was underage, okay? I'm hearing that this warlock is a paid prostitute. He sells himself, okay? He sells the penis, he sells the mouth, he sells the butthole. He'll do any motherfucking thing for the bag. He is a dark warlock that is a part of a sex cult or organized crime ring that operates in the shadows, that operates in the dream realm, the astral realm, etc. Okay, and also steals from people in the physical as well. Okay, and he does this because he records these sex tapes like he recorded of the divine feminine being as a virgin, and then paints this picture to everybody in the community and the people that he knew, that he sold the tape to, that he showed the tape to, etc., that this divine feminine was a whore. I'm hearing the mother gods, I'm hearing the fallen angel, the infidel that was in the garden. This warlock is a fallen angel, and he's literally under cosmic judgment because he wanted to defile, okay, and not respect and demean and shit on, okay, the reputation, the name, okay, and the very great mother energy that this divine feminine of his past embodied. He was jealous. Why? Because he doesn't want to be a man. He doesn't want to be responsible for a family. He doesn't want to do right by women. He doesn't want to do right by himself. He wants to be a fucking devil, and he is able to be a devil all he wants, but he's going through judgment now. Okay, this is the energy. He wanted to siphon the energy of the Black Madonna, in which this divine feminine embodies, the virgin whore. He wanted to turn this divine feminine into have everybody look at her, okay, from the past and all the way up until now, as if she was a whore, as if she was easy, as if she had to sell herself to get ahead, as if she had to sell ass and mouth and titties and puss in order to get what she got. But no, the real tea is this warlock is selling his ass. This warlock is putting on lipstick and wigs, Diddy style, behind the scenes. This warlock is hoeing himself out for the money. This warlock is having orgies with females and males and doing all types of satanic rituals and porn star activities in order, selling that ass and selling that stinking dirty ass dick that's possessed with AIDS, herpes in his mouth, herpes in his dick, in his ball sack. But he wanted people of the past, okay, in the past who grew up with him and around him and with this divine feminine to see this divine feminine as this, so that they can see him as what she is, okay, pure, clean, okay. The divine feminine, such as myself, we got a clean board of health. We don't got AIDS. We don't got HIV. The AIDS from a third world, fourth world country. We don't got herpes. Okay, we don't have organ failure. This warlock was on some party animal shit, getting it by any means, using this witchcraft, attacking people, thinking that he would never get caught. Okay, because he just knew the right practitioner. He just was fucking the right bitch that knew root work, okay, to represent him, to get him out of these goddamn crimes. He thought he was God. He thought he was untouchable, similar to Lucifer when he fell from grace. This warlock is falling from grace, and he's bringing down this entire dark networks, okay, dark masons, dark eastern stars, full of these dark Luciferian cults and full of these dark satanic cults, okay? Because I'm hearing when it all falls down, Kanye West, okay? This warlock is a homosexual, okay? He has children. He has a string of miscellaneous children, and he's also passing out AIDS. Kanye West has some sort of sexually transmitted disease, but he also got gay boyfriends in the background, okay? This is what I'm hearing. This warlock just wants, similar to Kanye, he wanted it to look as though he was the man, he was the star. You know, he was a rapper. This warlock could have also been trying to be a rapper, or trying to be a pastor, trying to be he was trying to use his voice to persuade people to open their wallets, is what I'm hearing. Whether it's buying his music, whether it's him talking and etc. Whatever he wanted to do, a fake motivational speaker, okay, fake false religious leader, okay, etc. This is what I'm hearing. This warlock wanted to sacrifice the divine great mother energy, okay, through the divine feminine, and use her energy and siphon and traffic her energy, because he sex trafficked the divine feminine's energy with this karmic group and this cult, with the karmic mother figure and family members that sold this divine feminine's energy to this cult, paid this cult to come up after the divine feminine to take them out, which fucking failed, and it's backfiring miserably onto them, because they wanted the destiny, they wanted the life, they wanted the abundance, okay? So this warlock is paying for the sex tape he made in the past of the divine feminine, with trying to destroy her and her reputation, when really he was a prostitute, when really he was fucking on these dirty bitches and whoever, okay, lying and stealing and leading in with his dirty cock, okay, because he wanted to attach these cords to rape these women, to rob these women, to have access to what these women have behind the veil, okay, behind the scenes, okay. This warlock could also be getting exposed with some sort of sex tape that he has of him, okay, being himself, loving on males, okay, which he prefers, younger males as well, okay. This warlock is a pedophile, yeah, and the divine mother had to step in, y'all. The divine mother had to step in and intervene, because this warlock and this dark cult was trying to win at all costs, okay, and trying to successfully sacrifice this divine feminine supreme being, such as myself and the other divine feminine beings and or masculine beings of the divine collective that resonate with this message. And this is causing this warlock, this homosexual warlock that loves transsexuals, that loves gay males, that loves other down low males and other little boys, and loves to exploit women for what he could get out of them, loving to womanize women, even will go and put his hands on women in the spirit and in the physical, okay, because he's a coward, he's a punk. He a punk. He really want to be a female. He don't want to be a male. He would rather be a female. If he was he doing the same things as 304s and streetwalkers do. But he just likes to keep a polished image with it. He's like one of those escorts, that don't look like escorts. They look very polished, but they're prostitutes. This is what this warlock is, okay? He sells it for the cash, okay? He's able to be bought to do this spiritual work on people, for to be sent in particularly to a lot of women, okay, in multiple different situations. But one of his specialties is sending him into women, okay, with this coven behind the scenes, pulling strings and doing this and that, and him doing magic and etc. So this is why he presents as straight, because it's more beneficial for him. This warlock is a slob. He's a sloth. He's lazy. He's a pillow. He want to be a pillow princess. He want to sit up and live off of the divine feminine's energy and other feminine's energy, even karmic feminines that have a little bit more than he would have. Okay, he don't want to go out and work and do a real man's job. He not a real man. He a little bitch. He a punk. Okay, and he's under judgment by the Most High Mother and Father, and by the spiritual team of this divine feminine being, as well as multiple other people, children, men, and women that he has taken out just for the love of money. Okay, he's caught in his own dark web of lies and illusion. He put his own nails in the casket trying to come after this divine feminine being. Yeah, he's being exposed for having evil intentions, being very cold-hearted, being very wicked. Okay, let me take another drop of I meant to say sip of tea, but I said another drop. So this warlock is definitely an energy vampire. He could also drink blood with these dark rituals and stuff that these Satanists like to do. I'm picking up on Jay-Z with that evil dirty ass old witch bitch, okay? Where they like to have human sacrifices, where they would have the person literally alive just enough, okay, for the blood to be fresh. Okay, they also do this to children as well. Yeah, this is what this warlock does, and they're under judgment for it. It's being exposed. We're putting it out into the open. Okay, it's no longer a secret, and the magic is no longer working. This warlock is also triggered because his evil witchcraft, his evil black magic, is not working against this divine feminine being that he went up against with a whole dark cursed city, with a dark cult, with these dirty gay, dirty dick warlocks that have wives at home, with these dirty bitches that wanted to pounce on this and cheat. It's literally an entire sex cult of these people possessed by these sex entities, these dark spirits, etc. But they're all being exposed and they're going down. This warlock, they're being stripped, they're under judgment. Okay, and they will not get out of this, is what I'm hearing. It says the creatures will pay for their crimes against God's chosen. So the divine feminine is God's chosen, the universe is chosen. Okay, this warlock is seeing this, and he wants forgiveness. Okay, he's trying to communicate with the divine feminine through her dreams, but he's being blocked. Also, with trying to communicate with the divine feminine psychically, he's being blocked. Also trying to communicate with invading the dreams of the divine feminine, and also trying to get to the divine feminine to sit down and have some sort of conversation in the astral, but he is being blocked. He wants forgiveness because he's dying. He's dead inside. He's under judgment for his evil works, okay, of his own hands against the divine feminine, against these children that he's been trafficking and unaliving, and these elderly people that he's been unaliving and trafficking and stealing their life force, and these women and these men, okay, that don't know who he actually is, okay, but he loves to abuse women. Okay, he's a womanizer. He doesn't respect women because he blames all women for what the women in his family allowed to happen to him, with the abuse that happened from his stinking bitch whore ass mammy. Okay, the ancestors of this divine being is on his ass, and it's unbearable. They tearing his ass out the frame. He can't get no sleep. He don't want to eat. He's sick. He's weeping. I'm hearing read or weep. Okay, this warlock is literally trying to self-medicate with drugs. He has a personality disorder, some sort of split personality disorder. He doesn't even know who he is, but he knew what the fuck he was doing. Okay, when he was attacking this divine feminine, when he was attacking these children, when he was attacking these women, men, etc., animals, spiritually, mentally, emotionally with black magic, and then in some forms physically as well, getting hands on. This is what this warlock loves to do. He didn't know that the divine feminine is loved by the universe. The divine feminine's power comes from her ability to heal, being a master magician, a master healer, and also allowing that universal frequency of love. Love is the most powerful energy within any plane of existence, within all of the universes, metaverses throughout the galaxy. And so, if you have pure love, you're able to truly heal. You're able to connect with the Most High Mother and Father. You're able to connect with the divine. This divine feminine is the earth angel, okay? Balanced with her light and her dark. Balanced with her light, divine feminine, her divine feminine energy, correction of her divine masculine energy. A shaman, okay? A goddess, royalty in the underworld and in the overworld, the heavens, okay? And this warlock bit off more than he fucking could chew. Yeah, spell work is backfiring on this warlock, destroying his mind. They were attacking the mind of this divine being, sending suicide spells. Now this warlock wants his mind he's losing his mind. He's being taken over by a dark entity for his wicked ways. He wants to end it all because it's unbearable, but it was unbearable when he was attacking the divine feminine supreme being from his past. His ex that just wanted to move the fuck on. An old friend that just wanted to move the fuck on. Somebody that seen him, his family, that just wanted to move the fuck on because they were tired of the suffering. They were tired of being tormented. They was tired of holding on to a motherfucker and two people that didn't give a fuck, that wanted for their pain. Confirmation. I just seen a hawk or something fly by my window. Yeah, the divine feminine chose to choose spirit, and with the bird representing, and choose to heal and from the childhood wounds and traumas, and spread her wings as an earth angel. Confirmation, earth angel, and fly the fuck away. Now this warlock in these dark communities and these old wicked cults and church cults and family members that was working, another bird, confirmation message, okay, in tangent with this warlock that was working with this dark cult and these dark organizations to take this divine feminine out. The spell work is backfiring, and they're now into judgment because this warlock was siphoning and keeping with karmic family members and ex-friends from the past of the divine feminine, keeping that door open just enough, keeping that, hey, let me message her on Instagram, let me message her on this, let me send a text to see if she texts back, because what they were doing, I'm hearing, is more than what meets the eye. They didn't give a fuck about this divine feminine supreme being, but they wanted to keep that level of communication open, even if it was very small, very small, very petite, because it was in another realm, in the spirit realm. It meant that the door was cracked. Okay, if the door was cracked, they would not be under judgment for what they did towards this divine feminine, okay, that they did not know, or that they know now was actually the test, actually their karmic judgment, actually a spiritual judge. So everything that they ever did to anybody in this life and past lives, where these physical body bags, these wretched souls, okay, I'm hearing they really don't have any souls anymore because they've done so much wickedness. Their soul is basically is non-existent at this particular point. They gotta pay for it. Okay, these people, these entities, these wretched souls have been following this divine feminine supreme being and the divine high vibrational collective. It could be divine masculines as well, supreme beings as well, around lifetime after lifetime, using their love, using their power against them, using their protection, using their ability to heal, using their ability to forgive, using abusing it. Confirmation, excuse me, confirmation, double, triple confirmation, using their ability to have empathy and sympathy and compassion for someone outside of their self to basically sacrifice this divine being and turn them into the human sacrifice or the child sacrifice for their wicked family and for these dark cults and that were associated with these old friends and false lovers and etc. This divine being, feminine being, okay, take it how it resonates of your divine masculine supreme being that is on this, because regardless of sex or sexual orientation, we're all made up, if you are of the high vibrational collective of divine chosen ones, okay, you're made up of divine feminine and masculine energy regardless of your sex. So this could be for divine masculine supreme being as well. Okay, spirit just wanted me to say that to make sure, because if somebody is listening to this, that's a divine masculine that is more in their divine feminine energy. Because we have to be balanced with both, you get into your divine feminine energy a little bit more, and then, you know, if something comes up and you go into your divine masculine energy, you know, you use your, you have access to both, okay, because you've done the spiritual work regardless of your sex, okay. Balance is being restored. Spirit is getting it back in blood against this warlock, this hateful DL warlock, and its dark masons and dark Easter stars and these dark cursed communities. Okay, that one was after the abundance of this divine supreme being, but this divine supreme being has angelic protection. The numbers on this card is 222-333-888-444, and it says heavenly influence. Okay, no, heavenly influences and protection. So the divine supreme being, divine feminine supreme being, has a whole lot of supernatural, heavenly, angelic protection at this time that this warlock is not able to defeat, never will defeat, never could defeat, but he only defeated himself with these people that he worked up against the divine feminine with. Yeah, this warlock is obsessed. Okay, I'm picking up on obsessed. Beyonce, the Obsession movie. Okay, this warlock is like this the Caucasian female that was obsessed with Beyonce and her becoming Beyonce, replacing her with her husband that was Idris Alba in that movie. Yes, this warlock wanted to be the divine feminine that embodies Isis and Oshun energy. And it's crazy because Spirit is showing me Beyonce with that video where she had on, I forgot the name of the song, but she had a bat in her hand and she had a yellow dress. So that embodied Oshun. Okay, she was trying to channel Oshun, which is the energy that this divine feminine being from his past Isis energy that she really actually embodies, because that is our soul. That is her soul. Okay, so this yeah, this karmic masculine and his bitch and this the karmic mother figure and family members of this divine supreme being was obsessed with wearing her energy, wearing her skin, wearing her, having her life. Okay, so if they were so hell bent on that, they were paying and doing whatever, traveling around, spending a pretty penny. Okay, falsifying court documents, making fake wills. I'm hearing fake marriages, etc. Identity theft, tax invasion. Okay, tax fraud. Okay, taking out all types of loans in this divine feminine supreme being's name, because they was robbing this divine feminine being not only in the physical with documentation and electronically and hacking devices and hacking bank statements. I'm hearing virtually. Okay, and going to see where the divine being was working at and where the money was coming from, so that they could attack it with black magic, so that they could live off of the energy and the hard work of this divine supreme being. All of them, including his stinking ass mammy figure and family members, are under judgment, y'all. This is the energy because of their obsession, because these was a bunch of fucking groupies, a bunch of fucking stands. Okay, and I'm hearing I can't stand the rain. So these Missy Elliott, I picked up on I can't stand the rain. So they're being exposed by spirit, because when you think about rain, rain exposes, just like the sun exposes. Spirit is the sun. Okay, shout out to Ra. The sun exposes, it purifies, it exposes what is hidden. These people can't hide in the shadows and throw rocks and hide their hand and pretend and spread these rumors and gossip on a divine being in the past all the way up until date, and then sit back and act like they're innocent and they're the one, they'll say in Gabbana. Okay, they're the prize, and they're not. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the spirit is exposing them. Okay, with I'm hearing with rain, spirit with water. Water is a conduit. Water is purifies. So I'm hearing that the divine feminine, as the divine feminine is being energized and empowered by the sun, their enemies, including this warlock, is being exposed by the sun, being destroyed by the sun for their wicked works, by those dark spirits, those dark entities that cannot hide from the divine light. This is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing as the divine feminine is purifying in the waters, okay? Purifying and seeing and tapping into her supernatural gifting and abilities, okay? With spirit, being one with spirit, being one with source, being one with her spirit team, ancestors, angels, guides, and guardians of the highest white light. Spirit is exposing this dark network, this dark warlock, these dark cursed communities, okay, and organizations that operate in the shadows. They're being purified. They're being literally exposed, burned, okay, under judgment. And I'm hearing he does not have much longer. Okay, this warlock does not have much longer. He's dying. Okay, the entity has to die, and the physical vessel has to die as well. Yeah, this warlock that is obsessed with setting up this divine supreme being. Thank you, Spirit. He's obsessed with setting up this divine supreme being and hell bent and trying to risk it all, including his life, including his vitality, including his reputation, including his children. His children a curse that he's had, okay, with other parties, the ones that people know about and the ones that are in the shadows, okay. All of his skeletons are coming up out of the closet because he's obsessed with winning at all costs to set up this divine supreme being that is not sacrificable. It is who is unkillable. Okay, he in the past lives, okay, where this entity has been using this wretched soul that ain't worth shit. Okay, that's now going bankrupt. Okay, and under judgment for what he has done towards the divine feminine and many other innocent life forms. Okay, he has to pay for that. He only was able to take the divine feminine out because she did not want to accept the fact that he was not going to change. He was a fallen angel. He lost his wings. He's falling from grace now. He's now seeing that the divine feminine was his everything, but he treated her as if she was nothing, wanted to hide her in the shadows as some cheap whore, some third party secret sneaky link, when really she was where the motherfucking money resided. She was where the goddamn energy to create was coming from. She was who the fuck this po ass low vibrational DL fake ass homo thug, fake false leader was getting his energy from, because he was never man enough, okay, to get it out the mud and get it his fucking self, okay? And he's being exposed for it, trying to set the divine feminine up and got him set up with death. Yeah, now he got a meeting with the Undertaker. He got a meeting with this dark entity that he was doing, bringing children and human sacrifices to. It's coming to collect on his motherfucking ass, okay? And his family, okay? And his children and the people in this damn dark cult, and all, as well as these communities that was paying this motherfucking nigga, okay? Because, you know, to pull the trigger on the divine feminine, he ended up playing Russian roulette with his motherfucking self. Yeah, he set himself up in this whole goddamn dark cult. Okay, he's losing his goddamn mind. There, people are getting away from him. He wanted to disconnect. He wanted to set the divine feminine being up. Thank you, Spirit, to disconnect her from her ancestral guidance. Okay, he wanted to disconnect her from her spiritual gifts, talents, and abilities that came from her ancient bloodline, her ancient ancestors. Shout out to ancient Cometians. Shout out to the ancient Egyptians. This is the ancient Egyptian New Year. Okay. The new year is here. The new year is here, darlings. The new year is here. Like, share, and subscribe, okay? He wanted the divine feminine supreme being from his past to doubt her intuition, to not listen to her spiritual team. He wanted her to doubt the universal signs and synchronicities that the divine, that the great mother, okay, cosmos, if you don't motherfucking know, ho, and the great heavenly father was sending, okay, to wake this divine feminine up on a humanly level, okay, before it was too late, before this warlock and this dark cult and these past life wretched enemy souls that are possessed by these dark entities will be able to successfully fulfill this dark human sacrifice ritual. Okay, so this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the divine feminine was saved, was enlightened, listen to spirit just at the right time. I'm hearing at the right time the divine feminine was spared, just got out of that trap, and this warlock and this dark cult fell into it. Okay, this is the energy. Okay, spirit set this up, source set this up. This is what I'm hearing, ancestral guidance. This warlock wanted to block the divine eye and the divine crown chakra of this divine being, okay, so that she didn't know exactly where the attacks were coming from, so that they could pull an old switcheroo, a demonic replay that they did in this lifetime, but in the past, where they stripped the divine being financially and stripped her of her spiritual gifting at that time temporarily. Okay, they thought that it was going to be forever. They thought that the divine feminine being was, and they did that, and then they threw the divine feminine being into the underworld time and time and time again, and she came out wearing a fucking chinchilla and leading a goddamn pack. Okay, this warlock ain't strong enough to go through that. These karmic ass family members and mother figures and witchy sisters, these dark coven sewer bitches, these dark masons, these dark practitioners and dark priests and etc., they're not strong enough to go through what the divine feminine being went through, because the divine feminine supreme being went through that and got through that because source loves her. Source protects her. The light and the dark protect this divine earth angel, because guess what? She stayed true to the divine mission even when it didn't feel good, even when it felt uncomfortable with healing. Okay, even when it felt like, I just, I want to have somebody, and I feel a connection to this person and to these people, but they're not treating me right, So it's like, well, and instead of just moving on and being alone and doing this and doing that, it's different. It's gonna be scary, but instead of accepting this abuse, instead of accepting this low vibrational treatment, instead of eating off of these low vibrational shit pies, mini shit pies that these diabolical physical vessels, body bags, okay, want to give her in exchange for siphoning and stealing all of her life force energy and cursing her at the same time. She said, you know what, I'm going to move forward because I got to heal, and I know that it has to be something better on the other side. That's walking by faith and not by sight. This warlock, this dark cult, these dark covens, these dark cursed communities and towns and church organizations and having political ties and government ties, they're not strong enough to do it, because if they were strong enough to heal, they wouldn't have to sacrifice children. They wouldn't have to traffic children. They wouldn't have to do all of these burnt sacrifices, animal sacrifices. They wouldn't have to do all of this dark, demonic sex rituals. They wouldn't have to hunt and try to sacrifice divine beings. They would be able to manifest and co-create with the universe, such as other high vibrational beings, such as myself, such as the divine feminine and divine masculine high vibrational collective that align with this message. Okay, we don't need to do all of that. Okay, because we did the spiritual work. We're protected by the light and the dark. Okay, and the Most High values us and favors us. Okay, because we didn't choose the easy way out, because we didn't choose to fuck our way to the top like this warlock and like these witches do. Okay, because we didn't choose, okay, to stay unhealed and stay hurt and blame other people for our problems. Okay, like this warlock, like the people in this damn cult do. Okay, we didn't choose to keep that distorted mentality. Okay, because we might have been fondled as children in the physical and the spirit and in the astral. No, we healed and we moved on. Okay, we healed those wounds. So that when this warlock came back, y'all, towards the high vibrational collective, towards the divine feminine, etc., there was no trauma to attach that entity, that chaos spirit to. There was no entity to attach those hooks to drain the divine feminine. The wound has been healed. Woo. The childhood wound has been healed. 111. Okay, the portal. Okay, the new beginning is here for the divine high vibrational collective. But for this dark warlock, for these dark witches, for these dark societies, they don't have a new beginning. Their new beginning is their karmic judgment. Their new beginning is extreme levels of poverty, sickness, death, okay, loss, grief, paying off karmic debt that they have cursed their offsprings with, that they have cursed their ancestors with coming up after a divine being, a chosen one, an earth angel. Okay, this is the energy, y'all. I cannot make this up. This is the energy, y'all. Yeah, they wanted to disconnect the divine being from her spiritual team, from her spiritual gifts, steal them, and rob her spiritually of her life, of her energy, of her soul, because this warlock wanted her to be the sacrifice for this whole fucking coven that was preparing to get paid from many different avenues of the sacrifice of this divine supreme being. I'm hearing I was going to get the most that I've ever got from her being the sacrifice. This is what I'm hearing, because these dark entities, they know energy, they know the divine supreme being, they know they're dark entities, but the divine supreme being, the divine feminine and masculine, such as myself, we're entities as well. We're just of the light. We're just balanced with our light and our darkness. We have divine favor. Okay, we have supernatural favor. We're spiritual royalty. Shout out to my ancient Egyptians, baby. All right. This warlock was going to get the most he ever got, and he was going to take it back to this dark community, the light, the money, etc., and feed everybody. But he wanted to be worshipped as the man. He wanted to be the poster. I'm hearing the poster child. I'm hearing for taking out a divine supreme being, doing something that none of these dark people globally, okay, and none of these damn satanic and Luciferian cults would have been able to do. Okay, because the divine supreme being is a spiritual warrior and a warrior soul. So he wanted to eat off of the divine being in multiple different ways, stripping her of her gifts, her talents, her abilities, okay, funneling her energy to these dark cults, dark cursed cities, okay, and also getting paid on the back end with working with the karmic family of this divine supreme being that had these false faulty life insurance policies, that were stealing certain inheritance of this divine being that a grandmother or a father figure left her. Okay, not them. Okay, so these people were literally collecting checks in the name of the divine feminine being. I'm hearing a karmic feminine had a false ID, okay, with her picture on the ID instead of the divine feminine, working with the karmic mother figure of the divine feminine, okay, in order to do this Ponzi scheme, in order to do this identity theft, identity fraud. And I'm hearing fake death certificates, fake marriage certificates. This was a whole bunch of dark demonic shit was happening, falsified documents, okay, falsified in every possible way. I'm hearing power of attorney. They were making up stuff on this divine feminine being as if she had lost her mind, as if she could not handle her own money. But this karmic mother figure was a piece of shit. She didn't help her with no money. She had been trying to do witchcraft and on the divine feminine being to unalive her as a child, and it never worked. Okay, she was this karmic mother figure and mother figures and old aunts and etc. were all in because they were jealous of this divine feminine being, because they were chosen. They were the chosen one of the bloodline, and those old stinking dirty and young bitches were not. And now they're cursed. Their bloodlines are being wiped out, similar to this warlock, similar to these dark witches and dark masons that joined in in assaulting and gang stalking and psychologically trying to annihilate this divine feminine being with high levels of witchcraft. They're not getting away with this. They don't have no power. They have no protection. Okay. And they're getting their ass tore out the frame. Lost child. Okay. This is what I'm hearing. I said a poster child. So this warlock, okay, has taken out children, okay, has trafficked children, okay, and unalive children, and get rid of them so that they would not tell and expose the operation. I'm hearing that this warlock was betting on the divine feminine being a lost child, not healing those childhood wounds, being a lost little girl like he's a lost little boy, okay, knowing the right buttons to push like how he pushed in the past with spiritually stripping the divine feminine being successfully. He, she, them, they have to pay all of that money back. I'm picking up on lost child. There's a lost child, okay, that this warlock is unalive. It was a little boy, okay, that this warlock was trafficking, having inappropriate intercourse with the underage child boy, okay, that he unalived. Okay, this lost child is able to be redeemed, okay, as the divine feminine is being vindicated. Everybody, this warlock has unalived spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, okay, with wiping their accounts clean and attacking them with black magic with this dark cult is being vindicated. All the elderly, okay, women and men that this warlock was sent in to steal, kill, and destroy, okay, is being vindicated. Yes, this lost child, okay, I'm also picking up on dual with this. This warlock sacrificed a little boy, okay, multiple children, but there's a little boy that he had sacrificed, okay, that is being vindicated and getting justice. This warlock is unable to traffic children anymore. He's unable to bring child sacrifices in, human sacrifices in to this dark entity in exchange for money, power, fame. Okay, this was his nighttime job in the shadow. This was how he really got his money. He don't have no power no more. He's being stripped. He can't move. He's under spiritual investigation and physical investigation with cardio in the reverse. He's unable to move. He's being backed into a corner. His health is declining. Yeah, it's human trafficking in the reverse. This is from all of the other people that he had was trafficking. These children, these elderly people, these women. Okay, these single women that this warlock was targeting. Okay, to steal from them, to siphon their energy, to attach cords to their root chakra and their sacral chakra, to siphon from them, to steal their stability, to steal their health, their wealth, their physical possessions, their home, their money, their security. Okay, 401k savings. Okay, this is what I'm picking up on. Stealing their creative energy, especially from feminines, the karmic feminines, and particularly the divine feminines. This warlock loved divine feminine energy, but also knowing that he was not worthy of being with the divine feminine, because he's a piece of shit. Okay, he's garbage. Okay, and he sees himself as garbage. He's sick in the head. He knows all of the witchcraft that he sent towards his divine feminine being, divine being from his past, that he was obsessed with destroying and not wanting to leave alone, to the point where he destroyed himself. Okay, he's unable to sell himself anymore as well. I'm hearing this warlock was selling himself for a place to stay, going from pillar to post, renting out his asshole and renting out that stinking penis that's reeking of AIDS. He's also passing out AIDS as well to other males, okay, that like to pay more money to have unprotected sex without a condom. I'm hearing this warlock toots his ass up in the air for pleasure and for money. Okay, this is what it is. He also is a gigolo. He's a prostitute for this dark cult. With when it comes to females as well, because it's all about robbing them blind. Okay, attaching these energetic cords. Okay, attacking them from all sides and sacrificing them, draining their resources, draining their spiritual and physical bank accounts, taking their energy and cloaking himself and the crew in that energy and going out and and committing more crimes against people and children. He's unable to do it anymore. This sex trafficking ring that this warlock is a part of is being shut down. Okay, they're under investigation. This warlock is going to jail. These warlocks are going to jail. Okay, and these dark witches are going to jail as well. This warlock is losing with his physical health, with frozen accounts, no money. Okay, going to physical jail for identity theft, tax invasion. Okay, literally, he's done so much. Animal sacrifices, child sacrifices. I'm hearing that he's unalived many children, him and his cult, and he's taken many assignments. Okay, this was a spiritual hitman, a spiritual gigolo. Okay, sent in, okay, to unalive people to kill, steal, and destroy like their father Satan. This is a fallen angel. This is a Satanist, and this is a group of Satanists with feminines and masculines that also energy harvest off of children, traffic themselves, as well as trafficking people's energy in the physical and children's energy in the physical and the astral and the spirit and in the energetic realms. And this shit is coming to a goddamn end. Okay, this prayer came out next, y'all. So it says, hold on, yeah. Let me see. I jumped too fast. I jumped too fast, y'all. All right, I'm back. I was about to skip these cards. Okay. So this warlock is losing his mind because he's going bankrupt. Okay. He's not, he's being sat the fuck down by spirit. Okay. His mind, this warlock has done so much witchcraft and mind magic and with causing people to go crazy, like how he wanted this divine feminine to go crazy and lose her mind. He's losing his mental health. The people in his cult are losing their mental health, and the old bitch and the family members of the divine supreme being that paid this warlock, okay, to do this magic to cause the divine being to attack this divine being from all sides continuously, day and night. They had voodoo dolls, they had dark altars, they was doing candle magic, they was doing sex rituals, they was doing dark magic, baneful magic, they was doing tormentation magic, okay, domination spells. This warlock is diabolical, and he's losing his mind because exactly what he put out, he's getting back. Not only doing this to the divine supreme feminine being that was the bringing karma and karmic judgment to him and this whole goddamn conglomerate of Satanists, okay, it's causing all of what he sent towards everyone, including this divine supreme being, to attack their mind, to attack his, okay? It's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Yeah, this warlock is an energy vampire that is being set on his motherfucking ass, and he's sent out of here. He can no longer feed, okay? The entity that is possessing this warlock, this entity, sex entity attachment, this lust demon attachment is not able to feed anymore, okay, because it knows that it's being watched and stalked in the spirit, okay, and in the physical. This is what I'm hearing. Yeah, he's upset, okay, that the divine feminine being has pulled her energy back, called her energy back, and called judgment, and now she's self-sufficient off of her own energy, like him and these dirty ass diabolical bastards should be self-sufficient on their own, but they're not because they're wicked, okay. I'm hearing there's no rest for the wicked. This warlock could also not be getting sleep, okay? Self-medicating with drugs, an alcoholic, a severe alcoholic. I'm hearing he gets shit-faced, he gets pissy, shitty drunk, okay, to the point where he's just looking like a fucking mess, okay? He also has some sort of organ failure. It could be liver failure or a kidney failure. This warlock, as well as having AIDS and a aggressive form of AIDS that he's passing around. He could also be going to jail for that as well, passing it around to other women and men because he hates himself and he feels like he caught it from being promiscuous and being a prostitute, okay, for this dark cult and for money. But instead of just trying to focus on getting his health together, he's so focused on destroying the divine being, and it just continues to get worse for him, okay? So as well as passing this disease around with him and the other people that he infected, his male lover and his female lover, yeah. fraudulent dealings. This warlock was doing a lot of moon magic to cloak his energy. Okay, every moon phase, including this one, the strawberry moon. Okay, the first moon of the summer, the first moon of harvest. Okay, shout out to the original moon, Sheshet, etc. This is a harvest. Okay, this warlock was doing moon magic continuously on this divine feminine being to siphon her energy through her womb. Okay, siphon her sacral energy through her uterus. Okay, I'm hearing her sacral energy, the energy of life and creation. Okay, doing this moon magic to manipulate and harvest her energy and her emotions by excuse me, confirmation by trying to trigger her, trying to have her get angry, very angry. You know what I'm saying? Trying to have this divine feminine trying to have her succumb to some sort of injuries that is not working because he's succumbing to his. This warlock the moon magic is not working. He's unable to cloak his energy. He's unable to hide under the shadow of the moon and throw rocks and hide his hand. Okay. I'm hearing that the moon magic is no longer working at all because his magic in general is no longer working at all on a divine supreme being. The more he tries to attack this divine supreme being, the more his fraudulent dealings are exposed. Okay, this masculine could also have sold sex tapes that he's made with not only other men but with himself and children, as he is a prostitute of this dark sex cult. Okay, he sold the sex tape of the divine feminine as a version that he wanted to but he wanted to convince people that she was a virgin whore when really he was the whore, he was the prostitute, he was the one even back in the day dabbling into black magic and trying to energy harvest off of people because he was too weak, okay, to do the work on himself and to heal. So I'm hearing he came from a karmic family of dark witches and warlocks. I'm hearing that he was bred to be this monster, but the divine had called him to heal with this divine feminine that he had tried to become and sacrifice, and he did not answer the call, so he's under judgment for that. Okay, he's being brought up on charges for these fraudulent dealings with these sex tapes with these children. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Holy Spirit. He's unable to cloak, he's unable to hide it. The next one out is this is a prayer, y'all. It says, I declare and decree, Heavenly Father, let every satanic prophecy and negative declaration over my life be canceled, be annulled, be destroyed by your word through these scriptures God, to overcome evil. He frustrates the signs of the babblers and drives the dark slash wicked diviners mad. Amen. Yes, this warlock is being driven mad by the works of his own hands, the moon magic, the magic, the black magic, the baneful magic, the suicide spells, the poverty spells, the sickness spells, the injury spells, the accident spells that he was sending towards his divine feminine being when attacking her mind and trying to bind her energy and doing these dark sex rituals and doing these all types of dark demonic rituals and seances against this divine feminine being so that he could steal her energy, steal her life, and steal her life force energy and her destiny, and it did not work. This is causing this masculine to go mad. He's being driven. He's wicked. I'm hearing there's no rest for the wicked, and he was a dark diviner. Okay, so he's being driven mad with his own moon magic. Okay, he's unable to. It's backfired. Okay, and he's under judgment. Okay, and he keeps doing more. Yeah, car accident happened and or happening is happening soon. So this warlock could be I'm hearing he could be getting into a car accident, a very bad car accident. He could have gotten into a very bad, deadly car accident. And I'm hearing that he could have gotten into it. He could be getting into it soon, and or this is the future for this warlock. Okay, that has been fighting against this divine supreme being. Also, he was sending car accident spells towards her. So this is not only him being under judgment, but the work of his own hands backfiring and destroying him and or people that are close to him. People that this warlock loves could be getting into a very, very deadly car accidents. That I'm hearing that this warlock sent high, heavy level final destination car accidents towards the divine feminine's cars in the past, nice cars, sports cars, foreign cars, because he was jealous. He wanted to stop this divine feminine from being able to move around, get around. I'm hearing he wanted to stop this divine feminine's flow he wanted to stop this divine feminine from manifesting, from moving forward, from being a go-getter, from I'm hearing the car is represented as the chariot. Okay, so this warlock is unable. His movement is ceased. Okay, his health his health is ceased. His magic is stripped. His protection is ceased, and he will not get away with this. Yeah, this warlock and the people that were around him, his family, the people that he was paying, okay, the people that was paying him, okay, their families, okay, this entire dark cult and community of people that he turned I'm hearing that he convinced and paid to go up against this divine feminine supreme being that has been found innocent. Okay, as he was lying, saying that this divine feminine was guilty because he wanted to sacrifice this divine feminine, okay, and be a fucking bum. He's being exposed for his fraudulent dealings. Okay, and yeah, it's a major car accident that is happening where he is going to be gravely injured. Okay, people close to him is going to be gravely injured. The car is going to be totaled. Yes, for their corruption. Okay, this is his corruption. His fraudulent dealings is coming back to bite. Okay, this warlock and the people close to him, the people in this cult. Okay, ex-wife. Okay, secret lover, secret feminine lovers. Okay, dark witches, dark masons. Okay, secret undercover lovers. So males that this warlock was secretly fighting up against this divine feminine to attack her for her energy and her destiny. They're being brought up on charges of corruption, and this is justice. Yeah, this warlock is going crazy. He's very psychotic at this particular period of time. He's mad because nothing that he is doing is working. Okay, the magic is not working. The divine feminine is unfazed, as well as being highly supernaturally protected in the 3D and in the 5D. So the distractions and the chaos, this warlock trying to wage spiritual war on this divine feminine being is not working. It's never going to work. And the physical vessels that he is using, okay, to do to fight up against this divine feminine being and her environment, and in this dark spirits that he was utilizing, and etc. Okay, this entity is dying, is being destroyed, is cursed, is dead, and this warlock and everybody that he worked with, okay, is going the fuck up out of here. Okay, they're going crazy. They're losing their minds. They're dying in car accidents. Okay, they're getting gravely hurt in car accidents. This warlock his health is declining. He has full blown AIDS. He has herpes. He's dying. The entity knows that it's dying. All of the vessels that this entity is using to stalk and block and to destroy and to torment this divine this divine supreme feminine being is dying. These vessels are dying. They're weak. They're losing their minds. They're losing their stability. They're losing their lives. Okay, this warlock is going into poverty with his mind. Okay, losing his mind, losing his health, losing his wealth, losing money, losing assets. Okay, they're going out. They're going to be out on the street. Okay, I'm seeing a picture of bodies just laying out on the street. Okay, they're being destroyed. These physical vessels are being destroyed, and this entity is being destroyed. And the entity is going crazy, and it's causing these people to go crazy, particularly this warlock, because this warlock does not have a personality. Okay, he has a personality disorder. Okay, these dark spirits and this entity is him. Okay, there is no separation. He has no consciousness of himself. Okay, he's a follower. Okay, he's polluted with these dark spirits and with the false ego, and so the ego is dying. He's dying, and the entity is dying. I cannot make it up with these people that he fought up against this divine supreme being with. Yeah, spirit is saying that the ops are getting karma very, very soon. They know it. They're getting it now, and or they're getting it soon, as well as these monitoring spirits that they're sending in, okay, to continuously attack this divine being in the spirit, in the physical, okay, energetically, psychically, okay, with certain neighbors, certain physical body bags that are in this divine feminine being's environment, certain neighbors, certain businesses, certain people that are in the community, okay, in the physical and in physical and spiritual proximity of this divine beings. They're going crazy and they're getting judged, okay, because they took the wrong deal. This warlock took the wrong deal, and he took down this damn cult and these dark monitoring spirits, okay, that were able to be bought and paid for. They're losing their minds and they're losing it all, okay, trying to sacrifice this otherworldly being, this divine feminine supreme being, okay, such as I, such as me. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am is what I'm hearing. Yeah, to try to cause this otherworldly being trauma is causing them trauma. This warlock is losing his fucking mind. People close to him is losing it all, losing their mind. They're going to a whole lot of funerals. Okay, a whole lot of people losing their mind, financially struggling, getting sick and dying. Children close to this warlock is getting sick and dying. His children, okay, children and with this coven and this so-called dark demonic family that he's from, and this cult because they see themselves as family. Okay, yeah, they're traumatizing. The elderly are dying, dogs dying. Everybody close to this warlock is dying because he carries the energy of death. Okay, the energy of death. The I'm hearing the Grim Reaper, the Lady of Death. I'm hearing Archangel Raziel is around this warlock and on him, as well as these dark entities that are tormenting this divine, this karmic masculine and this spiritual team and the ancestors. Okay, that are tormenting this warlock from coming up against a divine heiress. Okay, such as myself, the divine feminine. Woo! To try to steal her light and her life to live off of her. Okay, that was the wrong motherfucking move. Yeah, the truth is being revealed soon. This warlock is being seen. Okay, it's being guilty in the spirit and in the flesh. This warlock is being seen. They could see the trauma on him. They could smell the death on him. People that are around him. Okay, he's under judgment. This whole community is under judgment. They're cursed. They're cursed from their rooter to their tutor. This warlock is cursed in his blood. He's cursed his children. He's cursed his ancestors. He has no protection. He's ruined his life. And what he does to these children, these sex tapes that he has made with children, with other men, with women, doing orgies. I'm hearing this is a porn star. This is what he wanted to be, some sort of porn star. He is not able to do none of it anymore. He's destroyed his life. He's destroyed his family. He's stripped of any and all spiritual authority and rank that he got from ill-begotten gains, blood, money, sacrificing people like he wanted to do to this divine feminine. Yes, this warlock is not at peace because he is being traumatized as he has traumatized so many others. As he traumatizes divine feminine for years with doing this domination magic and tormentation magic and energy siphoning and trying to enslave this divine supernatural supreme feminine being, okay, to him so that he can live this fake life with a fake mask, with a bunch of fake ass people. He's going into the fucking grave. Yeah, he's caught up in a negative mindset at this particular period of time. Okay, he's being strangled by judgment. He's being strangled by cosmic judgment. He's being strangled by cosmic justice. Okay, and he's being strangled by the work of his own hands. Okay, the witchcraft, the black magic, the dark forms of dark divination that this warlock has done and that he gets paid to do, okay, to strangle people and spiritually annihilate people, women, children, elderly, divine beings such as divine feminine for the love of money. Okay, I can't make it up. He's taken down this entire demonic sex cult. He's feeling very full of anxiety and depression at this time, is what Spirit is telling me. I'm also picking up on that he wants to end it all with unaliving himself because it's unbearable. But this is what he was doing to the divine feminine supreme being of his past. This is what he did to many other innocent people, and we're all getting vindicated as the divine feminine supreme being such as myself get vindicated. We vindicate all the other people, all the other children, all the other animals, all the other people that this cult and that this warlock was successfully able to take out. The skeletons are crying out, okay? They're speaking from the grave and they're being heard in the spirit and in the physical, okay? This warlock is a dirty damn demon and he's being brought to justice. I cannot make it up. Justice in the reverse. Okay, so this warlock is under trying to call judgment on a divine supreme otherworldly being as if she was the one that was torturing him and attacking him with magic, etc. Just like in the past where he was trying to lie to people with this snuff film, with this sex tape that he recorded about with this divine feminine as a virgin, wanting people to think that she was a whore when really he was the whore, when really he was the bottom feeder, when really he was selling himself to women and males for money and for pleasure. Okay, this is the energy. This warlock wanted to steal the destiny of this divine supreme being. Okay, because he wanted to have his cake and eat it too. He wanted to have a divine feminine, but he also wanted to have a harem of karmic feminines. He wanted to not only have a harem of karmic feminines, this warlock wanted to have a harem of children that he was able to traffic. Okay, he not only wanted that, he also wanted to have other males that he was able to get his freak on with, okay, in secret, and it's being brought out to the surface now. Come on now. He chose not to spiritually evolve. This warlock chose not to spiritually evolve. Yeah. Spirit is saying yes. Literally, I said yeah, and Spirit and let the card no in the reverse come out, which is yeah, okay. This warlock was doubled down on not spiritually evolving, okay. Yeah, he was full of illusions. He was playing games. okay, with the divine feminine, and with many feminines and with many people in general to have his way. He didn't care who he had to snake, who he had to lie. Spirit is saying he was an evil snake. Okay, he was an evil fucking poisonous snake that wanted to bite the divine feminine to cause her sacrifice, to cause her death, to cause her untimely death. And really, okay, he had to drink his own goddamn poison. Okay, this is the energy. Yeah, this warlock Matt was very fluent, okay, and well versed in deception and illusion magic. Okay, he's not anymore because he's being stripped of any and all spiritual gifts and protection that he had. Okay, also this warlock, he wants to take the he doesn't want to admit that he has been defeated by this divine feminine supreme being, by the Most High, and by the spiritual team, ancestors, guides, and guardians, as well as angels of this divine feminine supreme being, earth angels such as myself. This is my story, and I claim it. All praise to the Most High. This warlock wants to take his L in private. He don't want people to know that he's sick with AIDS. He don't want people to know that he's mentally ill. He don't want people to know that he got a split personality disorder and he's possessed and that he's a prostitute, okay, and that he uses women, okay, to steal from them. Yeah, Archangel Michael is on this warlock's ass. I just picked up on Archangel Michael and he came right off the deck. I love you, brother. Okay, he's on this warlock's ass, okay, because he's trying to come up against divine feminine earth angels such as myself, but he can't because Archangel Michael is in the way, okay, taking his ass down up and through there with the spiritual team of the divine feminine, okay, and the Most High Mother and Father, giving the divine feminine earth angel such as myself that divine supernatural protection and clearance and power. Okay, this warlock's fall, okay, and his exposure and what he likes to do behind the scenes and dancing with the devil, okay, and bringing people in, children in, as human and children sacrifices, sex trafficking himself, as well as children for money, okay, loving to lay down and sell his behind and his sagging balls, okay, to males for money, to women for money, to exploit them. Yeah, something is going on. Yeah, justice. Okay, so the divine feminine supreme being is not only protected by our brother Archangel Michael, but we have doubled down on the angelic protection 444333. This warlock is going crazy because the divine feminine supreme being, such as myself and the divine collective that relates to this message, we have supernatural strong power and protection that this warlock is unable to penetrate. He's never ran upon somebody that he was unable to not take down until now, bitch. Okay, that's the energy. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, this warlock is losing his fucking mind. He's a sociopath. Thank you, Spirit. I didn't even see that card was out. He's losing his mind because what he does to these children, to his children. I'm hearing he has penetrated his children. Okay, whether little girls or little boys, he prefers little boys, but he'll take little girls because this sex entity that is on him does not discriminate. It just loves to siphon the life and the innocence out of children. Yeah, foster care. Something could be going on with this warlock's children, and with the children that this warlock was sex trafficking to these dark cults, to these dark societies. Yeah, he can't do it no more. Spirit is saying, lay the flowers on the casket. Yeah, this warlock is dying. He cannot do it anymore. What he was doing to these children is being exposed. He could have also had some sort of ties to the foster care system where, certain dark cults and satanic cults and etc., Eastern Stars and Masons and stuff, they have certain ties, okay, within certain systems because they're riddled, okay, within the system, okay, federal government, okay, shadow government, okay, they put a lot of these children in foster care. They take them away from their families. Not all of the families are bad, but it just might be a circumstance where, the system gets involved and they take children away from, situations that could have been a little better or was a little bad, but it wasn't as worse as what the foster care exposes these children to. I'm hearing that this warlock could have been a foster dad, or he could have been in a lavender marriage with a karmic feminine, okay, so whereas they have like a group home where they have some sort of connection to children, okay, that they were trafficking, okay, a daycare center, okay, because a lot of the time Spirit wanted foster care to come out. A lot of the times children are sexually assaulted, okay, and trafficked in the foster care homes that they go to, and in the okay, this warlock could have been taking advantage of these under protected unprivileged children, okay, and using them to siphon their energy, to traffic them in the spirit and the astral and the dream realm and in the physical realm for their money. Yeah, and it's justice. These children are saved. These children are not, he's not able to traffic these children anymore. These dark systems, these dark cults that love doing these child sacrifices, these child sex rituals, these human rituals, etc., are unable to do this no more. And Spirit says this is justice. Spirit saying, yeah, lay the flowers on their motherfucking casket. This warlock is dying, okay, and this entity is dying that is in him. Okay, yeah, this is the energy. Yeah, this is the energy. Thank you, Spirit. This is the energy. This warlock was trafficking children, okay, for the love of money. Okay, I'm picking up on underground tunnels. So they was running an underground organization. Okay, so whereas it was cloaked, okay, as a daycare or cloaked as a, a foster care situation. Okay, whereas it might have been closely connected to certain churches or religious leaders. So but really these children, on the outside it didn't look like what it was, but spiritually and beyond the veil, these children were being abused and tormented spiritually under heavy levels of witchcraft. And I'm hearing that he drugged these children as well. Yeah, this warlock wanted a new beginning. He was fighting the divine feminine supreme being, feminine from his past, such as myself and others that align to this message. He was fighting for wish fulfillment and fighting for the divine feminine's new beginning, okay, and a new life. He wanted that new beginning. He wanted that wish fulfillment, even though he did not work for it. He did not earn it, okay. I'm picking up on the weekend earn it. Yeah, this warlock's down, low down situations in the shadows and how they really get money is being exposed. Yeah. Someone is trying to spread STD or STI on purpose. Protect yourself. Yeah. So this warlock is dying of AIDS, okay, an arthropal of herpes and etc. A very aggressive strand of AIDS that he received from doing gay, having gay sex, having being penetrated by a male, having male secretions within him that were left within him that he loved. Okay. Also swallowing sperm. This warlock is very disgusting. He likes to swallow sperm. He loves it everywhere. This is what he is really into, but he presents it straight. He presents as somebody that the community should look up to and respect, but he's not to be respected. He's not to be respected. He is a pedo, okay, a chomo. Okay, he loves to abuse and assault women and rob women, and he really did not want his karmic family as well as the community to know that he really prefers males. So he only uses women and children to come up, okay, to get his sexual fetishes off. But his real sexual fetishes is with males. He siphons energy from children and from women and takes it back to his real lovers, okay? The males that he really loves to be with and have sex with unprotected. This is why this warlock has AIDS and herpes, okay? Because he's very nasty and he doesn't protect himself. There's no condoms that he uses, and he's also a prostitute. Yeah, spiritual warfare. You are protected. Yeah, this warlock is continuously waging a spiritual war against this divine feminine supreme being such as myself. Okay, but it ain't penetrating, it ain't working. Okay, we are protected. So spirit is telling you, and your spirit team is telling you and me, divine collective, that we have nothing to worry about. This warlock was paid to come in and try to as a blast from the past. So I'm hearing as a enemy, a frenemy, an ex lover that was very jealous and envious of a divine feminine supreme being from the past, that by a karmic cult and community and or karmic family members to give this AIDS and or herpes virus, okay, to a divine feminine. I'm hearing through spell work they could have been sending these sicknesses, cancer, STD, AIDS, okay, as well as other mental illnesses and spiritual ailments that the divine feminine was able to heal from. And this made this warlock very mad. I'm also hearing that this is why he opened himself up to receive this, because he was doing everything that it took to get AIDS, okay? As well as doing baneful magic and black magic on the divine feminine and on many others. And the chickens have finally come home to roost. Yeah, he was unable to successfully attach an entity attachment, a sex demon, to a divine feminine with witchcraft. He was being sent to come in and try to trick the divine feminine into bed. Okay, and he also was sending other male DL, warlock male masculines into the reality of the divine feminine and paying them, okay, to sleep with the divine feminine so that he could transmit some sort of sexually transmitted disease, so that her defenses could be lowered, so that the magic could actually penetrate and work. I'm hearing the divine feminine was protected, is protected, and will always be protected. Yes, yeah, and this is traumatizing this warlock. He's very much so traumatized, okay, because he is sitting in he's sitting in shit up to his damn he's covered in shit. I'm hearing spirit is telling me he's literally in quicksand, but it's shit. It's a quicksand of the shit that he got himself into, and it's traumatizing him because he's being exposed and seen for how corrupted he really is. Yeah, this is the energy. What's this, spirit? Yeah. Yeah, this warlock is continuing to fight up against this divine feminine, but nothing is working. Her divine supernatural protection outweighs his. She outranks him. She's the real heir to the throne. He's lost any option of getting back, of apologizing for creating a sex tape on her, trying to steal in the past, trying to steal her identity, trying to work with karmic communities and cults to send in other DL lovers, fake lovers and frenemies to watch and stock and energy harvest off of this divine feminine being. Yeah, he did a whole lot, paid for spell work, did a lot of spell work with these dark masons, sex rituals, dark feminines, okay, baneful magic, root work. Okay, it was a lot of money that was invested and that he invested, okay, and people that he paid to have this divine feminine to be the human sacrifice for his come up, and it fucking failed, and then he's traumatized about it. Yeah. Yeah, sacrifice in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. I can't make it up. He's crying about it. He's butthurt about it. He wants to get back into the divine feminine's good graces, but it's like, bitch, fuck you. No, you tried to kill me. Like, you tried to set me up and kill me and have me sick and having cancer and AIDS and losing my mind and wanting to jump off a fucking bridge and attacking my finances and attacking my mind and my career and my, love interests and divine, connections platonically and the peace and love. Like, this warlock, this entity that is in him is obsessed with destroying the divine feminine and obsessed with her peace and with our peace, but we're going to have peace, even if that means that you're going to go. Rest in peace. Woo. Rest in shit. Rest in pits is what I'm hearing. Yeah, this warlock is obsessed, okay, and hell-bent on sacrificing this divine feminine being, but we're not going to be the sacrifice. We never were going to be the sacrifice. The only way that would have played out like it did in past lives, okay, with this warlock and these dark I'm hearing karmic close connections, family members, friends, these dark communities or whatever that gave themselves over to these dark entities and gave themselves over to these dark entity attachments for money, for fame, for power, lack of wanting to heal and lack of accountability to heal their childhood wounds and to literally do the work to be reborn. They needed the divine feminine's energy. They needed her protection. They needed her wisdom. They needed her to keep the door open. They needed her to stay dumb or to pretend like she didn't see what the fuck she was seeing the entire time, even when they were paying for this high level magic to wipe her mind and to control her mind and to soften her up, to sweeten her up. All these freezer and jar spells and all types of forms of glamour spells and domination spells and black magic and all glamour and illusion and deception and etc. The divine feminine was able to see, okay, everything that was needed to be seen, and spirit was waiting for the exact right time, not for the divine feminine to jump out on her own and understanding, okay, but to wait for spirit, okay, not to jump out and say, hey, well, these fuck ass bitches is playing with me and playing on my top. This nigga playing with me and playing on my top. Yeah, so I'm going to take shit into my own hands. No, the divine feminine, yeah, I can't make it up. Waited on the divine, waited on her spirit team, her ancestors, waited on source, waited on the Heavenly Father, the divine mother, waited on healing herself enough so when she was ready, okay, to actually cut their asses the fuck off and for good, because in order for them to really get their judgment, the door had to be sealed shut, and the door is sealed shut, and it ain't opening up, bitches. So what the fuck you all did to the divine feminine collective and divine supreme beings, etc., such as myself, you bitches going to die in that shit. And it is what it is. We don't feel sorry for you. We don't give a fuck about you being pain. We don't care about your tears. We don't want to hear your apologies. The time for your apologies is fucking over. You had time to apologize. You didn't want to apologize because you just hated us so much and was so envious and jealous of us and wanted to destroy us so much. Cool, good. Now you destroying yourself. All that shit you wished for us, wanted for us, plotted against us, paid to happen to us is happening to you. Checkmate. Woo. It was 3 witchy fucking sisters that was doing work with this fucking DL chaotic warlock that is now being reversed and is backfiring. I'm picking up on 3 old bitches and three younger bitches, okay? And it's and mental illness came out as well. So they also are losing their mind of the judgment too. Yep. That's the energy. Oh, what spirit? What's this card? Yeah. It says create the problem and create the solution. Come on now. This warlock, these karmic ass family members, these fake ass friends, okay, from the past that were obsessed and living off of and surviving off of the divine feminine's energy while running around talking down on her motherfucking name as if she wasn't shit, as if she was a prostitute, as if she was nothing, as if without them peons being in her life, she would be nothing. Okay, well, be something now, bitch. Without our energy, be something now. Since you bitches were so important that you claim this warlock, I can't make it up. This warlock, this coven of dark old and young bitches. I'm picking up on karmic family members of this divine feminine being lying and wishing death and paying for this spell work to sacrifice this divine being even as a child. They were creating these problems creating these problems, and then they were trying to make themselves the solution. Bitch, you're the curse. Bitch, you're the poison. Bitch, you the op. It don't matter who you are, bitch. If you a karmic fucking mother figure, bitch, you a op. There is no love for you. You're an old lover, you an old friend, bitch, you a op. There is no love for you. You created the motherfucking problem, and then you come in to see if your fucking work is working. Not because you care about the collective, but just to see if your work is working. Just to see if, you need to tweak a little bit of that spell work. You need to pay a practitioner to do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. That's skilled, a little bit more skilled than you, because you want to get this job done. You want to get this sacrifice fulfilled, and bitch, shit is on your face, okay, and egg is on you hoes' face. Yeah, this is the energy. Yeah, they created the problem and they created the solution, but which really wasn't a fucking solution. Their solution was sacrificing the divine feminine, supreme being, attacking her from the shadows and doing magic, and so whereas she was looking at everybody else but them. But what they didn't know is that this divine feminine supreme being, such as myself, has a real connection to the divine, and our higher self and our soul and our spiritual team was taking these visuals, taking these snapshots. You remember this? You remember how you felt this way then? You remember what happened then? You remember when this person came to ask you how you were, but the same person didn't give a fuck about you, knowing you was in a fucked up situation for 3 months, 6 months, a year, but all of a sudden they come back out the blue. All of a sudden they want to know what the fuck you got going on. All of a sudden they want to know how you're getting your money, wanting to know how you are, trying to listen to I'm hearing the emotional temperament. Okay, coming in to check your temperature, but also coming in so that they're not away from you for so long, to whereas they are going to go through judgment, okay, for what the fuck they did to you behind the scenes. Come through, Holy Spirit. Yeah, the voice of the dead. There is somebody that this warlock took out. These karmic family members took out. Yeah, a family member. Yeah, serial murderer. Okay, so this warlock and your karmic family members and mother figures, okay, took out a family member, an elderly male, okay? This karmic mother figures, okay, witchy sisters, okay, took out a fatherly figure and an uncle figure, okay? He is speaking from the dead. I am a medium as well, okay? This karmic mother figure is a serial murderer, along with this ex of yours from the past that is a serial murderer that takes money to take people out, okay, spiritually, that takes money to send people in and take people out physically, okay, that works across the realms and the shadows to get people sacrifice. Yeah, serial murderer comes out right on top of sacrifice in the reverse. So they was not able to murder you and add you to the list, but what you speaking, you're calling judgment, okay, down on this person, on this cult. You're not gonna shut the fuck up, and these bitches is gonna shut the fuck up because they should have stopped chance. Let's go. Yeah, they took out a fatherly figure, an uncle, dad, etc., a grandfather figure. Okay, he's speaking. Okay, this warlock is a serial murderer. He took a fatherly figure out, an uncle, father, a grandfather figure out. He sacrificed him with your karmic mother and her witchy sisters, okay, as well as his karmic sisters as well, all for the love of money. Okay, yeah, this is the energy. Oh yeah, angel of death. Yes. So this fatherly figure that this warlock took out with this motherly figure that was set up to take you out, and paid this warlock and this cult to take you out. She paid this warlock and cult to take out your fatherly figure, your uncle, this grandfather figure, okay, that this karmic mother figure could have been married to and taken care of. Okay, he was defenseless, he was sick. Okay, she did this. Yeah, they did this, and now this family member, okay, they also had some sort of possession on them as well, while they were living until they died. is working with your spiritual team, with your ancestors, and with the angel of death, Azrael, okay, to hunt, okay, this serial murderer the fuck down and to kill him dead. This is what I'm hearing. For all that they confirmation burp, for all that they have done, okay, towards you, towards this family member that they took out, this masculine, older masculine family member, father figure, grandfather figure, that your karmic family members and mother figures, witchy old sisters, old hoes, old dirty sewer bitches, okay, paid to take out, to sacrifice them to get money off of this elderly karmic, I'm hearing elderly father figure, correction, that was under some sort of possession and under spell work as well. I'm hearing the sunken place. He was in a form of the sunken place with this karmic mother figure being controlled while he was alive. I'm also picking up on the angel of death is after this karmic mother figure, these older witchy sisters, this warlock and his coven of dark witches and dark masons that they were working, paying, bribing, and telling lies on you too, okay, to create these hate mobs, similar to this karmic mother figure, creating these hate mobs and flying monkeys to take you out and to destroy you. Yeah, the angel of death is on this warlock's ass, on his motherfucking head. He's dying, okay? And this passed over loved one, this masculine, this passed over loved one, masculine is this Passover loved one, masculine is being destroyed. He's being destroyed. Clearly. He's being destroyed by the work of his own hands, y'all. This is the energy. Ooh, God. Y'all, this is so crazy. Ooh, spirit is talking. He's being destroyed by the work of his own hands. His hands are being cut off. He will not hurt anybody else. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. He will not hurt anybody else. He will not be able to hurt anybody else. This warlock, this dark fallen angel, this reptilian, dark reptilian masculine, his hands are being cut off. Okay, he's not going to be able to hurt any more children. He's not going to be able to hurt any more people, any more feminines. Okay, he's not going to be able to hurt the divine feminine, and that's causing him to lose his fucking mind, y'all. This is the energy. I cannot. Spirit is cutting off this warlock's hands, y'all. This is the energy. I cannot make this up. Like, share, and subscribe. This is the energy, okay? Zip tie. Yeah, this warlock is he's being pig tied. He's being hog tied, like how he wanted to do the divine feminine, and to chain her energy, to chain his targets, okay? And which he gets paid to bring back his human sacrifices, okay? He was unable to zip tie and deliver this divine feminine as a human sacrifice, okay? And now the floodgates of judgment and karma is opening up. I'm picking up on this warlock is seeing it as, well, if I'm able to take her out, yeah, soulless beings want your energy and your soul energy. Yeah, this warlock is a soulless being. Thank you, spirit. Was working with other soulless beings, NPCs, body snatch of the Walking Dead, to sacrifice the divine feminine supreme being, okay, to make their lives better. I'm hearing that this warlock is deranged and obsessed with trying to unalive and destroy and still trying to sacrifice a divine being, but it's just killing him. It's just destroying him and more of the people that he was doing this magic with. It's just destroying and cursing him more and more in the afterlife and in any other life, and it's causing a whole bunch of karmic debt that he is himself is not able to pay. I'm hearing that he's like, if I'm able to take her out, then I'll stop this judgment. No, the judgment has already been enacted. Okay, the judgment is coming from source. There's no way to stop it. I cannot make it up. Spirit is talking. It says, ooh, spirit is saying the keeping up with the Joneses lifestyle of this warlock by off of blood money and ill-begotten gains and lies and abusing divination, okay, it's fucking over. Spirit is confirming that this is for this warlock. It's confirmed with male in the upright. Yeah. It says, Archangel Michael, your spirit team and your ancestors of light, balance with the dark, and your warrior angels are fighting for you and protecting you from every angle. Do not stress about anything. We could take it from here. Just keep protecting your energy and manifesting with the divine. All praise to the Most High Mother and Father. These body bags are nothing. These body bags are nothing. These body bags are nothing. And they're being destroyed. They're being tormented. Their physical vessel is being destroyed. The entity is being destroyed. I call judgment upon all of my enemies, known and unknown, near and far, in the spirit and in the flesh. May it strangle them in all ways, endings, death, grief, judgment. Woo! Come on now. As I declare and decree it, I speak it into and over the lives of my enemies. Woo. Interdimensionally and outer dimensionally, as above, so below, in the 3D and in the 5D. I speak this across all planes of existence, known and unknown, in which I exist as a multi-dimensional being of the light. I speak this across all timelines, past, present, and future, and lifetimes, and reincarnations, known and unknown, in the spirit and in the flesh. Woo. They shall not be forgiven. Woo. This is the energy. Y'all, this is the energy, y'all. It says your family is not your soul tribe. This warlock was working with these wicked ass family members, wicked ass mother figures, these fake ass friends, these dark communities that played as if they was nice, that played as if they was loving, that played as if they actually gave a fuck about the divine feminine supreme being and a high vibrational divine collective that resonates with this message. And they were all fucking Judases. They were all fallen angels. This warlock is a fallen angel. The Most High is looking at him as if he's filth. You play with these dark entities. You worship Baal. You worship the Baphomet. You worship Satan. The same shit that happened to Satan when he was up in of light and having certain access to certain wisdom and intelligence and etc. Going against the Most High God, trying to pretend to be God is what this warlock is reflecting. He has fallen from grace, similar to Satan falling, okay, and becoming Satan, okay, in darkness, okay. I cannot make it up. This warlock, okay, is being seen, okay, is being a sexual deviant, okay. Something could be going on with his sexual region, okay, for him weaponizing it against women and children, okay, and being a prostitute for these dark forces, these dark cults. Yet his warlock is not protected. His protected path in the reverse. Yeah. This warlock was finding his way, okay, through siphoning and doing all types of binding and blinding and love spells and being a romance scammer and a fucking gigolo. He's unable to use his meat stick, his demonic meat stick, okay, to steal from people, to create a false life and walk in a false light. Yeah, poison in the reverse, fake love. Thank you, spirit. This warlock is poison. Okay, he's poison. He has no love for nobody, including himself. This warlock DL masculine was using his sex, okay, to poison people. This is what I'm getting. Okay, this is another reason why he's cursed. Yeah, scrying mirror in the reverse. Okay, he would also be using some sort of a scrying divination to scry on his targets, as well as the divine feminine. He's unable to scry through mirror magic and dark divination and getting these going to these dark tarot readers anymore. I'm hearing that this warlock was using his sex to poison people with AIDS, and he was trying to come back and give this AIDS virus, this aggressive third, fourth world country AIDS virus that he contracted from having sex, unprotected sex with males, to the divine feminine. He's unable to do that anymore. This masculine could not be able to keep up his demonic meat stick as much as he used to, because the AIDS is in his blood. And, you know, I'm seeing the AIDS, you know, in order to have an erection, you have to have that blood shoot up through your eggplant, okay? This cursed blood is weakening the physical vessel, his spiritual vessel, and it's making his him being able to perform as a dark warlock prostitute harder. Okay, it's making it harder for him to stay up, to siphon, to do these sex rituals, to bind his sexual region. And also he's cursed for giving away AIDS, okay, to women, to men, okay, to people that are underage teenagers, underage girl, underage boy, okay, children and teenagers. He's being set the fuck down. Yeah, this is the energy. Spirit, is there any more messages? I didn't mean for the message to be this long. Yeah, great destiny in the reverse, but spirit is moving through me and I'm going to continue to speak. Yeah, great destiny is in the reverse and loss came out, okay, in the reverse. So this warlock sacrificed himself, his bloodline, his future bloodline, cursed himself, cursed all of these dark, wicked communities, these dark practitioners, these dark cursed cities, neighbors, businesses, entities, okay, people that was he was utilizing working in the spiritual court, physical court, the court system, okay, organized crime ring, okay, all of these people that he utilized, okay, paid for the spell work to get out of these crimes that he was very much so guilty of. He sacrificed. He does not. Oh, protected path comes out again in the reverse. Yeah, this warlock's fucking life is over. He's fucked himself. Protected path comes out again with great destiny. Underneath great destiny in the reverse, protected path is in parentheses again. This is spirit talking, okay? This warlock is losing every fucking thing because he wanted to gain at all costs. Lost in the reverse. This is gonna take his ass the fuck out of here. Okay, not wanting to just lose. Okay, not wanting to just accept fucking defeat. Okay, you lost. You got your ass beat in the spirit by divine feminine, by her spirit team, by source. You got fucking beat the fuck up. And you were beating the divine feminine up in the spirit just as long as she didn't want to accept or and acknowledge the fact that it was you. Oh no, not him. Not him. Yes, him. That nigga is a fucking Judas. He ain't shit. He don't love women. He don't like women. He only uses women and especially divine feminines, okay, to come up, to sacrifice, to live off of their womb energy. I'm picking up on the energy of baby boy. Okay, this nigga wanted to live and breathe and bathe in the womb energy of the divine feminine, wanting to attach those energetic cords. I'm picking up on the umbilical cord. I'm hearing the divine feminine as I am that I am is the great mother. So he wanted to leech off of the divine mother's sexual energy and sacral energy and attach these cords and keep in close proximity and feed off of her breast milk just to turn around and curse her name and pretend that she was as needy and fucked up and diabolical and fucking distorted and wicked and low vibrational and basically he was trying to swap places with the divine feminine that was his very the life that was the very energy of life that was flowing within him. This warlock does not have the energy of life. He's wicked. He's a body bag and he's getting put in the fucking dirt. Yeah, that's the energy. And that's the energy. Karmic father figure. Yeah, this warlock, yes, is a karmic father figure. He wanted to dominate this divine supreme being. He wanted to force her into being his mommy. Okay, and force her into working and using her hard-earned energy from doing the spiritual work, doing good and working hard to take care of this dirty ass fucking DL warlock and his fucking throttle of bitches, okay, and dark masons that he was funneling and her and the divine feminine's energy to and robbing her blind. Yeah, he was doing witchcraft, okay, so that the divine the great mother of I'm hearing personified and the divine feminine's being's vessel with so that she would her clairvoyance would be blocked so that he could continue to still siphon and steal and take. I'm picking up on glamour magic. I'm picking up on binding spells, but blinding spells as well, and sweetening spells, or trapping the divine mother when really he was the one that's the parasite. He was the one that was the pussy. He the one that's the prostitute. He the one that's the punk. He the one that can't get it out the mud. He the one that needs this divine feminine energy to fucking live off of. And now that he don't got it, he's fucking dying. And everything around him is fucking crumbling. Judgment. You shouldn't have did that shit. You played the wrong fucking hand. Okay, this nigga was playing chess. And no, thinking he was playing chess, but really playing checkers, okay? I'm hearing karmic father figure. This warlock could be a horrible father. I'm also picking up on he could have also touched it on his own kids and trafficked them. Yeah, confirmation for this satanic network that he is a part of. Trauma, yeah, confirmation. He traumatized his own children. Okay, sex trafficking them in the astral and the spirit and in the physical, and also drugging his children in the physical and selling them for money. Yeah, this is what it is. I'm picking up on party favors. Rest in peace to Ali Carter. I'm picking up on party favors. If you didn't know, Ali Carter was in the foster care system. She was let down by the foster care system, by her parents. She was trafficked, okay, to these foster care homes with these Satanists that were a part of a satanic network that traffic these children through underground businesses and storefronts and underground tunnels to these Hollywood execs, to these politicians, to these government leaders, okay, to these Eastern Stars and Dark Masons of multiple different races and ethnicities that worship these dark entities, okay, and do things. They did things, a lot of nasty things, sex rituals to these children, and then they would unalive them, similar to what this warlock did to a small child, to many small children, but to a small male that he felt was going to be the loose ends that he wanted to tie up. He's under judgment. Yeah. The spell work backfired and they're pissed. Yeah. The spell work backfired at sacrificing me as a divine supreme being, as well as another divine feminine supreme being, us. Okay. Then they were unable to take out us. And so the more they kept fighting up against us, all the witchcraft that they did against us behind the scenes for years is backfiring and they're under judgment. And part of their judgment is them being exposed for who they really are, because this warlock, these karmic dark cursed communities, wicked families, etc., what they said you were, they really were. What you said that they said that the divine collective was doing, they were doing behind the scenes, throwing rocks and hiding their hand. Yeah, this warlock could his lymph he could be having his, I'm picking up on somebody's health is drastically declining. This warlock's lymph nodes could be swollen on the right side. Yeah, from messing with a Messiah. Yeah, I'm a part of the Messiah bloodline, the divine, high vibrational, divine, feminine, and masculine collective. We are Messiahs. We are ascended masters. We're a part of the ancient Egyptian royal bloodlines. We're a part of the ancient Hindu and Buddha bloodlines. They're all interconnected. The ancient Hebrew bloodlines. Spirit said, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You will not be able to sacrifice my Messiah. Okay, you came up against them. You warred against them. You battled against them. They carried their cross. They broke those generational curses. They did not allow you this dark, wicked, demonic. I'm hearing societies and those that they knew and many that they didn't know, to destroy them and turn their hearts cold. And so, no, you cannot sacrifice the chosen. Yeah. Just because it's warlock and these motherfuckers chose not to spiritually evolve. I cannot make it up. Sex traffic. I cannot make it up. I didn't even know that card came out. They were sex trafficking divine beings' energy as well as these children. And Spirit is saying no. No. The Messiah was sent back, such as me, such as the other divine feminines. The original Messiahs, the original Christ is Isis and Oshun. I am Christ. I am that I am. Woo. There were divine feminine and masculine messiahs. The most recent Messiah that came back under the covenant as a male, representing the divine masculine energy of the great mother, which is the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father comes out of the divine mother. Okay, clock that, because that's really the truth. Okay, and so the Messiah was sent back as a divine masculine Messiah, as an embodiment of divine, the Heavenly Father, and the divine masculine representation in the physical realm through this Masonic, not Masonic, I meant to say the Messiah bloodline. Okay, and I'm hearing Masonic, so I'm hearing that I'm hearing that the divine Messiah bloodline is also connected to Masonic Masonic practices, occult practices as well, but just practiced, okay, in balance, okay, in truth, okay, with the light, and not, you know, consumed with darkness like this warlock is. Yeah, they're unable to sacrifice. I'm stuttering, y'all. I did not start stuttering until now. Somebody is very afraid. Okay, somebody is very afraid. They wanted to unalive a Messiah and sex traffic their energy that was also sex trafficking children. I'm picking up on this warlock and this dark cult. Yeah, this warlock is stuck in the astral realm. I actually had a dream last night where there was somebody stuck in the astral realm. I knew it was the astral realm, even though it was night. I knew I was dreaming, but I knew I was in the astral realm, and it was a warlock that was like stalking me in the astral realm, but the door was locked, the door was sealed, and it was not opening up. And I was just picking up on the energy. I ended up waking myself up or whatever, but I ended up picking up on this warlock stuck in the astral realm and suffering. Okay, I'm hearing being fed on. This warlock is being fed on in the astral realm by a dark entity. This is what he wanted for the divine supreme being. This is what these karmic family members wanted for the divine supreme being. They wanted to have the divine feminine supreme being fragmented and stuck in the astral realm, so that another dark entity and vessel could possess and or pollute their physical vessel. This is what I'm hearing. Yeah, fire energy. Yeah, this warlock, they were doing a whole lot of spell work, sending a whole lot of fire, okay, towards the divine feminine supreme being. I just said firing. They go to sirens, y'all. The sirens. He's stuck in the astral realm because of his own backfired spell working energy, and it's an emergency for him now, and he's also dying. That was just the ambulance truck, y'all. That was just the fire truck. I cannot make it up. It says, I hate that I love you, but I love to hate you. Yeah, this warlock has a split personality disorder. He loves being with males. He loves children, being with animals, sexually, also women. Okay, as long as he's able to get something out of them. He doesn't love the divine feminine supreme being because love doesn't want to hunt you. Love doesn't want to attack you by themselves with another bitch, with a same-sex lover, with a dark cult. Love doesn't do that. Love doesn't behave like that. Love doesn't want for their partner. I cannot make it up. Yellow scene crime tape in the reverse. Yeah, love doesn't want to kill your divine spouse and your divine partner. He tried to murder and spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, and I said physically assassinate the divine being. I'm picking up on this because my obsessed exes, this is the energy, this is the story, and it's happening not just with me and my crazy obsessed DLX, but it's happening with other divine feminine supreme beings and their crazy obsessed jealous exes. Okay, that were upset. I'm hearing possessed by this same dark entity, this lust demon. Okay, that was feeding off of divine feminine energy. This is what I'm hearing, and this is what I'm seeing. Okay, love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't take pleasure in your torment, your pain, your grief, your agony, your loss, your failure, your mental anguish. Love doesn't look like that. Love doesn't look like that. Love doesn't look like them trying to distort your view of yourself and siphon your energy and siphon your blessings and wanting nobody to be there for you, to protect you, to talk to you, to make you feel like you're valued, attacking real friendships and real divine loving relationships where the divine feminine would be loved and protected and poured into and provided for. This warlock does not love the divine feminine. He doesn't love himself, and he doesn't love nobody. Okay, the entity in him just love the energy that they were able to swipe and steal, that they're no longer able to take from the divine feminine. I cannot make it up, as they did in the past, and they got to give it all back. I can't make it up. 911 operator. This warlock is in hell, okay, for coming after the divine feminine supreme being such as myself, that is a new world leader, a spiritual judge, okay, a spiritual motivational speaker, etc. Okay, somebody that is of importance in the new earth. But this warlock and this dark cult and coven and dark sacred, no, satanic, not sacred societies, okay, are not. They're expendable. But who is sacred is the divine feminine high vibrational collective. Who is sacred is the high masculine divine sacred collective as well. Okay, yeah, this is why they've called judgment. Okay, and they basically, this warlock has called judgment on itself. This whole dark cult. People are dying. Okay, people are getting hurt because this is the magic that they sent out. Be prepared to get what the fuck you sent back. And on top of that, he's under judgment and being watched as well. Yeah, for coming after me, a new earth leader. Yeah, we're not gonna shut the fuck up. We're gonna keep talking because our words got power, ho. Okay, this warlock and these dirty physical vessels and these dark entities, their words don't have no power. They're peons. They just like to trick divine beings into thinking that they do have power. They do illusions of power. They like to stomp around. They like to throw shit around. They like to throw magic. They like to send chaos spirits and shit like that into the lives of divine beings, and to attack them, to try to trigger them in the spirit and then the astral and in the physical, but they're weak. That's only a power play of fake power. Spirit, is there any more messages? Yeah, spell work, return to sender, dead. Come on now. Elite in the reverse. This warlock thought he was bigger than the program. He's not elite. Okay, he wanted to be elite. That's why he wanted to sacrifice a divine being. Yeah. Femicide. I cannot make it up. Go after your dreams in the reverse. Yes, Spirit is talking. Okay, those were 5 cards. Spirit told me to take them all. Okay, this energy and chaos spirit and death magic and tormentation magic that this warlock is obsessed. The entity in this warlock is obsessed with sending towards a divine being. Okay, is destroying him and destroying all the other physical vessels that it is using and with body jumping into, as well as this dark cult. Okay, this warlock is dying. These people are dying. with dead in caps, D-I-E-D. Okay, they're dying, they're dead in every possible way. They're cursed and chained to death, to ending, to grief, to mental spiral, okay, to financial collapse, okay, to what they did in the dark coming to the light, as well as their physical vessels growing weak, okay, lacking vitality, lacking protection, and being stripped of all powers that they had. Yeah, this warlock wanted to do anything to be seen as elite. So that this entity could have more access to certain shit. This entity, okay, could keep up with the Joneses, as well as him living out of the ego, okay, the false self, and got his ass dead, okay, coming after this divine feminine, femicide in the reverse, trying to unalive a divine feminine supreme being, okay, trying to stop her from going after her dreams so that he could steal that energy, steal her light, her soul, and her destiny to manifest this fake throuple and this fake demonic dream of keeping up with the fucking Joneses for a bunch of nobodies, okay, because this warlock is a nobody. He chose to be a nobody, and that is how the fuck he's going to die. A nobody, okay, alone, fucked up, dying in a horrible way, stuck in an astral realm, fragmented, being fed on by these dark entities that are hunting him. Many of the same ones that he used to attack other beings, the divine being and other targets. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. This is a message. Yo, I can do this all day. Like, Spirit is really just talking to me. Like, I really do this, y'all. All praise to the Most High. Yeah, cell phone talking. I said, Spirit is talking to me. And I said, I do this all day, and cell phone came out. So I'm clarifying that with I have a direct connection to my spirit team and source. And this is what this karmic masculine DL warlock, he wanted to stop that so that he would be able to successfully take me out and other divine supreme being feminines out just like me. Okay, this warlock was also using a cell phone, okay, wanting a divine being to call them on a cell phone. Spirit is saying, don't call them on a cell phone, leave them blocked on every fucking thing. They blocked in the spirit and the astral. They're dying how they wanted you to die, fucked up, alone, miserable, sick. I cannot make it up. And this is the energy. Sex came out of the deck again in the reverse. Okay, so this warlock is trying healed hard in the reverse. Okay, so this warlock likes to get targets and wanted to make a connection with a divine supreme being through the cell phone, to trigger a divine supreme being through a phone call, through text message, through social media messaging. Okay, and it did not work. Okay, this fallen angel DL warlock wanted to attach some sort of energetic cords to the sacral chakra and root chakra of a divine being so he could drain her sexual energy so that he could create, okay, a way out of the hell that he created for himself. Okay, yeah, healed heart in the reverse. This warlock, DL warlock, is not healed at all. He hasn't done any spiritual work at all. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, what's the next card? Yeah, it says, I declare and decree, universal primordial creator. This is a prayer, y'all. Restore everything that the enemy has stolen from me, my joy, my wealth, my peace, my health, my abundance, generational wealth and power, my essence, my strength, my stability, my vitality, my energy, my authority and power, and my primordial wisdom and time. Oh, God. The frequency associated with this is the frequency of the earth, 7.82 hertz. Binaural beats if you needed to connect. Okay, so that's the energy this warlock was stealing, wanted to steal the life and destiny and everything that this divine feminine had to offer, and he was doing it by siphoning her sexual energy. He's no longer able to do that. Okay, confirmation. He could have had government ties that he's taken down. Government in the reverse. This cult was actually an organized crime ring that was satanic, okay, that operated as a dark sex cult as well. This is how they got their money. It's being dismantled and destroyed due to this warlock his inability to research, okay, to actually I'm hearing his ego led him to rush in to destroy. Confirmation, Burp. Thank you, Spirit. To kill, steal, and destroy a divine feminine being, when really the divine feminine being was an earth angel from his past. That was the difference between his ascension, okay, or his decline into the pits of hell. And so judgment was called. And this cult and these government organizations that was working with this cult, using this warlock, okay, to get certain spiritual sacrifices done that other higher up people within the cult and etc. or government officials with government ties. I'm here. They used him as the fall guy, as the crash test dummy, because they would have him do the work that they didn't want to themselves carry out, because they wanted to keep their image clean and their hands clean. And so this warlock was trying to keep his image clean with witchcraft, but he can't anymore. Yeah, this warlock is a clone and he's dying. I'm hearing sheep, the sheep Lucy, which is a clone, and clone Tyrone. This is a fallen angel, a clone Tyrone piece of shit that's going in the fucking dirt. Okay, he's a body bag. He's worthless. Okay, he failed his divine mission. He failed to answer the call. He turned against his self, his divine mission, and the Most High Mother and Father, and they all taking him the fuck up out of here. Yeah, yeah. This warlock was spiritually attacking the spiritual health of this divine, spiritual, divine being, trying to attach something to them spiritually, picking up on sexually transmitted disease, a sexually transmitted disease, trying to give them some sort of entity attachment so that it can lower their vitality, and so that and weaken them, so that the witchcraft that this warlock was sending with this dark cult in secret as a bunch of fucking pussies will actually start to work. This is the energy that I'm getting. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. Oh, okay. Mental illness. Yeah, okay. We're gonna wrap this up, y'all. Yeah, divorce and separation. This warlock, this dark cult, okay, these dark communities, karmic families, etc., that work in the shadows are being divorced and separated from this divine supreme being's energy, such as myself and as such as other high vibrational divine feminines, okay, energies and divine masculines. Take it how it resonates for you. Our energy in the collective, our energy is being protected. We've called back our energy. We're standing in our power. We are sitting on our thrones. I'm hearing our sets. Okay, and we are wearing our crowns, and we're not getting off our thrones and off our crowns for none of these damn body bags. We leaving them in the fucking past, and they're under judgment. This warlock is spiraling because he cannot believe it. Okay, he cannot believe it. Yeah, that his witchcraft is not working. Witchcraft comes out of the deck. Okay, he can't believe that the same tricks and the same black magic and the same witchcraft comes out right beside sex. Okay, in reverse, the sex magic, okay, that he was doing, okay, against the divine feminine supreme being ain't working. The sex magic witchcraft ain't working. The black magic ain't working. Okay, and he can't feel the energy of a divine being no more. Okay, from his past that he was exploiting to this dark cult. Yeah. When in doubt, test the spirit. The divine feminine tested the spirit, okay, and called judgment. And her spiritual team and spiritual guides, and the Most High, my nose is itching. The Most High Mother and Father, the archangels are coming out, okay. The elementals of highest order are coming out to protect this divine feminine and to protect the heiress of the ancient Egyptian throne. Yeah, water therapy. Yeah. I'm hearing this divine supreme being has a connection with water. A water deity, embodiment of a water deity, also being able to purify and use water, to speak into water, okay, to break certain witchcraft, okay, and to keep themselves spiritually well. This is why, yeah, the poverty spells didn't work. This is why the sickness spells didn't work. This is why they were unable, confirmation, to destroy a divine feminine being with light body in the reverse. They were unable to do that, because the divine feminine being is being protected by spirit. This is what I'm getting. Yeah. And now having access to her Akashic records, seeing the play across lifetimes, seeing the scheme, seeing the plot, calling it out, calling them out, disarming the enemy, dismantling their magic, dismantling their entire operation. Yeah. Starseed. Them trying to kill and unalive and use this starseed as a human sacrifice, with starseed coming out in the reverse, actually strengthened and protected this divine starseed for what was allowed to tap them and touch them was actually allowed to build them up and to awaken them out of their spiritual sleep. Okay, breaking all of that spell work that was being done on this divine starseed feminine since childhood, from these karmic family members, mother figures, and from this dark cult, dark cults, the karmic mother figures and old stinking bitch, old wicked witch of the west, witchy sisters were paying and to do this magic on a divine being, okay, including this warlock, okay, with this dark cult. Yes, this is the energy. Yeah, they don't want the divine feminine beings to continue talking, but this talking is bringing down judgment, and the talking is going to continue through any weather, okay, hail, sleet, shine, heat storm, snowstorm, hailstorm, drought, bitch. We're gonna continue to motherfucking talk and open our mouths. We're ordained to do this, and I'm ordained to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. I don't give a fuck about who don't like it. Oh yeah, this down low warlock's lifestyle is being exposed. Yeah, somebody is going crazy. You walked away right under down low in the reverse. How this motherfucker was getting his money. I just talked about these three witchy sisters. I'm hearing an old set of bitches, witch bitches, and a younger set. Yeah, the spell work that they were doing is backfiring. Okay, and this warlock is going crazy because what he does to his children, trafficking them, drugging them, how he prostitutes himself out, how he takes spiritual hits, is being exposed. Okay, and he's going crazy because you, the divine feminine such as me, walked away, okay, from him. We're safe and protected, though. We have nothing to fear. The Most High Mother and Father and Archangel Michael is here, is what I'm hearing. And oh gosh, yes, yeah, This warlock and this dark cult was watched every step of the way. Watched every step of the way. Yeah, he don't want to be forgotten. Don't forget me, ghosted and cut off. This is a warlock that ghosted and cut off a divine feminine that he was doing binding spells on that is no longer working. Okay, he cut off and ghosted a divine feminine in the past. Now, he walked away and the divine feminine ghosted and cut his ass off. And he was too egotistical and arrogant to see it, and so he came back in being a down low homo thug and a down low lifestyle, and now he going crazy because he going through an ego death and the entity attachment is dying. Okay, within him. Okay, not giving a damn about him, his body, and his health because the entity could just jump bodies. This warlock thought he was bigger than the fucking program, not understanding that you will be forgotten. I can't make it up. Dark Mason, romance scammer. Dark Mason in the reverse, romance scammer in the upright. This romance scammer, okay, in the clarifying Dark Mason in the reverse. Okay, clarifying, don't forget me, ghosted and cut off. Okay, 232 could be of significance. Look up that angel number. This is what he does to people all the time. This is what he does to women all the time. This dark mason, this dark warlock that loves to scam people, that scams people out of their gets into their hearts, gets into their head, comes as a friend, comes as somebody to be trusted, as a family member. This warlock comes in as somebody that wants marriage, somebody that wants to take something seriously. He's there, he's loving, he's listening, he's giving you his undivided attention, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he pulls all of his energy back, and then he has these females chasing him. The divine feminine in the past didn't chase him, but he would also does this magic to pull, to do glamour spells, come to me spells, to have people feeling crazy, okay, because he's attacking them and attaching these cords to them and siphoning their energy, okay, because he really doesn't love women. He likes to control women as puppets, okay, puppets on a string, okay, so he can manifest with that energy and manipulating their emotions and manipulating their energy and pulling on their emotions and their heartstrings. Yeah, spirit is confirming that with fraudulent dealings. Yeah, this is how this warlock eats, okay, this is how he gets his money. He takes this energy back to these dark masons, his bros before hoes type of mentality. Is F bitches get money, he literally is effing females that he's calling bitches, and taking their energy from them, taking money from them, taking what he could get from them, and taking it back to his gay lover, taking it back to the bros, taking it back to these brothers. This is my brother that he's fucking his male, okay? Same sex relations, okay? This is my cousin. This is you don't got nothing to worry about, but he fucking them, okay? He's talking down, or he was using the divine feminine's energy and talking down on the divine feminine and talking down on these other karmic feminines when really he really want to be with a male. So he would just take whatever he was able to get, okay, and take it back to, his real gay lovers, okay? This is what I'm hearing. The ones that he tell you don't have to worry about, those are the ones that he's fucking. Those, that's who he really wants to be with. Yeah, don't forget me, ghosted and cut off. Now this warlock doesn't want a divine feminine to forget him, okay, but he's trash. Okay, he's a dark warlock. He doesn't respect women. He doesn't love women. He only uses women as manifestation incubators. Okay, this is how energy pay pigs is what I'm hearing. He attaches these cords. He gets money. He gets shit bought for him. He gets doors open by funneling these females and fucking with their mind, usually a lot of karmic females and some divine feminines as well, such as me and others, okay, that didn't know that this motherfucker was doing this diabolical black magic back in the day up until date, and that they were making a living off of romance scamming, okay, and doing this dark magic. Yeah, U.S. government lying about everything in the reverse. Yeah, this warlock was lying about everything to this cult, okay? This is what I'm getting. this cult, okay, was able to get away with sacrificing people. They had ties to certain governments, certain federal governments, certain shadow governments, people that are a part of these dark occults and these dark organizations, okay, that operate in the shadows. They lie about shit. They don't tell how they really get their money, how they really get their positions of power. Like this warlock, they had to sacrifice children. They had to traffic children. They had to traffic themselves. They had to traffic women and men, okay, unbeknownst to them, okay, because they knew what they were doing and using and weaponizing this dark magic, okay? They like people that don't believe that this shit is possible because the magic will work. Yeah, this romance scammer. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Fake friend wants to fuck your spouse. Yeah. So this warlock, okay, could have had sex with a fake friend of the divine feminine back in the day and played on her top in that way too. I'm also picking up on this warlock that likes same sex relations. Okay, he would I picked up on the bros before hoes thing. So he would say, "Oh, that's my cousin, that's my brother, this and that." You know, back in the day, etc. In that type of energy, still until this day. But they're not really friends. They're lovers. They're gay lovers. They're not just friends. I'm picking up on Trey Songz. No, 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 no. He's a gay male too. Oh yeah, prophetess. I am a prophetess. No, 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 no. Hey, but we should not. I don't remember all the words. Ain't no telling what we could have been. Yeah. And we never should have. We never should have kicked it because we fell in love with it. Okay, so I'm picking up on this warlock fell in love with gay sex, but he also because he loved it and he wanted it due to his childhood wounds of being penetrated, okay, and being sexually exploited, he would go then and exploit other children, little boys and women. But I'm also picking up on that this warlock does not want to be friends with this divine feminine. Like he'll come in as a friend, but he only was coming in as a fake friend to get his needs met, okay, to attach these energetic cords. And I'm hearing that he doesn't want to be friends anymore. He wants to be true. He's like, this is a gay DL male, you know, that's like, I think I'm straight now. No, he's not straight. He just doesn't want to go through this judgment. He just wants some of that energy to heal because he knows that he's pitiful now. He's desperate now, and he doesn't have a way out. Yeah, his fake friend was male friend back in the day, and up until recent, a male that the divine feminine could have known of as a friend of his, okay, or as some sort of a neighbor or some sort of teammate member back in the day. He was actually fucking him. Yeah, and it's driving this romance scammer crazy. Okay, this prophetess, I am a prophetess. Yeah, it's driving him crazy because he never wanted the divine feminine supreme being to know how he really got down, to know that it wasn't her. Like this was a warlock that would blame the divine feminine, you know, like, oh well, it's because you're not giving enough, it's because you're not doing enough, it's because I have more feminine options, it's because, you know, I rather I got this bit, you know, he wanted to put the divine feminine in competitions that she really never asked to be in, okay, and he wanted her to fight other females and chase him and run him down like a karmic feminine, when the divine feminine, even when she was in karmic energy, a little bit more karmic energy in the past, she wasn't chasing no nigga or fighting over no nigga. It's just not gonna happen. I'm not doing it, and I speak for the divine feminine collective. We're not doing it, and it's driving this warlock crazy because he was feeding off of making this divine feminine feel like she was less than, or he had other options, he had prettier females, or he had options that was doing more and doing this, when really he was a deadbeat bum. Really, he didn't love none of these females. He was just taking from them, exploiting them, and going back and laughing at these hoes is what my nose just itched with his gay lover that he really wants to be with. That actually a gay lover may actually expose him. I'm hearing surgery. Whew. Yeah, this warlock is being defaced. I'm also picking up on limitations only live in your mind. But if we use our imagination, our possibilities is is limitless. Yes, this warlock was attacking this divine feminine's self-worth, okay, having her blame herself, blaming her for his problems and shit he was doing in the past, okay, lying on her, telling people that she was doing shit that he actually was doing, being a fucking prostitute, being a whore, being diabolical, being the fucking problem. He had the divine feminine trapped in her mind, having her limited in her mind and having her focus her mind on him, so he was able to steal her energy, not only through attaching these cords through the sacral chakra and the root chakra, but also with keeping her in her mind, okay, siphoning her mental energy and mental capabilities. I can't make it up, like surgery. Okay, this warlock was a damn evil fucking warlock. He was a bitchy DL warlock that really wants to be a fucking female. He want to be taken care of. He likes females to take care of him. Yeah, energy harvesting in the reverse. He's not able to harvest the energy of this divine feminine, which is causing him to lose his fucking mind and his life to be over and end, along with going through karmic judgment for what he did to this divine feminine. What he tried to come back to do and what he did in this life and in a past life. Yeah, while at the same time, the divine feminine is sitting up somewhere in a peaceful state. Come on now. In her Messiah energy. I cannot make this up. This is the energy. Yeah. This warlock is going through an ego death. That's in the middle of the deck. Yeah. Because the sex magic that he was doing is not working at all. So he's unable to harvest the divine feminine's energy and is unable to harvest any other person's energy as well, because he's under judgment, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical judgment for his crimes. And he's being watched by the feds and the CIA and the spirit and in the physical. Okay. He can't do what he do to get energy anymore. Okay, and he has become the sacrifice. Yeah. Spirit, is there any closing messages? Protected path in the reverse. Sex trafficked in the reverse. Yes. Sex traffic flipped. Thank you, Spirit. Flipped out of the deck. So he's not able to make money off of sex trafficking and or energy harvesting the divine feminine supreme being's energy and using her energy to cloak and also using her energy to commit other crimes like they did in the past against women, children, etc. And then this warlock was used to coming back and calling judgment on the divine feminine because he did this shit, lended the energy of this dark cult, these dark witches, these dark masons out for them to commit these crimes and grave injustices on women, children, the elderly, and animals with accepting these spiritual hits, okay, and doing this witchcraft and baneful magic to keep up with the Joneses. They would do all of that and then they would call judgment. And so the divine feminine, such as myself, was feeling like we had a whole fucking community on our back, okay? But we was dealing with the judgment of what these wicked dark cults and societies were doing in our energy, okay? So this warlock is also losing his mind because he's under judgment. The pressure is too much. It's unbearable, but he wanted to fuck them. They wanted the divine feminine to be under that pressure, okay, with sex trafficking and harvesting her energy and then doing all of these diabolical things to people, unaliving people, robbing people, and then coming back and throwing it on her and then calling judgment. This warlock came back to do this exact same thing, but it didn't work this time because the divine feminine saw him. Spirit warned, and I'm hearing enlighten the divine feminine along with her spiritual team, her ancestors, her guards and guardians of the highest white light of who this Decepticon was and how sinister, okay, the behaviors were, okay, against her, okay, and trying to destroy her, trying to sacrifice her, and trying to siphon her energy and continue to call judgment on her while he was the one that was guilty. This cult was the one that was guilty. These dark organizations were the ones that were doing these crimes and committing these spiritual crimes, these physical crimes, these spiritual murders, these physical murders, sending witchcraft to people to get them sick with, I'm hearing stage 3, stage 4 cancer, brain cancer, doing blood magic, blood cancer, bone cancer. This is what these people were doing, okay? They were doing that shit and sacrificing people all in this divine feminine's energy and in other people's energy. I cannot make it up. And then going back and calling judgment on them and basically throwing it on them and moving on. And they can't do it no more. They're under judgment. It says corruption in law enforcement. This warlock is being brought up on charges. This obsessed ex confirmation is being brought up on charges of abuse of divination. Okay, I'm hearing corruption of power, witchcraft, and or spells. Okay, also utilizing some form of law. He wanted to he was weaponizing the law, spiritual law in the shadows, as well as physical law, okay, to call judgment on this divine supreme being, to have her spiritually be in prison, like what happened in the past, as well as taking her to physical jail with all of the scams and frauds that he was doing in the physical realm with her paperwork in her name as well. Yeah, this is a Ponzi scheme. This is an organized dark sex trafficking cult that steals people personal information, steals energy. Yeah, this obsessed X. Come on through, Holy Spirit. Yeah, butcher in the reverse, black woman femicide. Yeah, he wanted to take out a divine supreme being, an Aboriginal American woman, an indigenous woman that is connected to the gods. Okay, a child of the cosmos. Okay, a child of an ancient Egyptian royal bloodline. Shout out to the ancient Egyptian, my ancient Egyptian family, the New Year. Yes, this warlock is not able to butcher anybody else. This dark cult is not able to butcher anybody else. And then, and I'm hearing this warlock came back in to get a blank slate, okay, a new beginning, okay, a wish fulfillment, to get himself out of this judgment that him and his dark cult had created for themselves by being diabolical. The divine feminine supreme being gets her life, gets a brand new fresh beginning, a fresh start. She's called back her energy. And this butcher, okay, what's going on with this butcher? This butcher is being stopped from unaliving. Yeah, and this spirit is saying it's because the divine supreme being stayed true, stayed light, even when it was she had every reason to turn dark, to turn cold. Okay, with what they were doing towards her. Yeah, this warlock is doing some sort of chants, okay, and prayers. Could be doing some sort of chants over candle magic and etc. But the spell work ain't hitting, okay, and it's continuing to backfire, and that's causing them to go crazy as well. Yeah, because the divine feminine is of a cosmic origin. Shout out to the Syrian star. Yes, yes, Spirit said yes. Okay, shout out to the Syrian star. Shout out to the ancient Egyptians. And this is what's causing mental illness, okay, in this warlock and in this dark cult. Okay, this is the energy. This is a prayer. Spirit is saying, I can stop now. All right, y'all. All praise to the Most High. I want to thank my spiritual team, the Most High Mother and Father, the Holy Spirit. I want to thank my angels, my archangels, my ancient Egyptian ancestors, my ancestors, the light and the dark, that protect me from any and all unforeseen dark forces being sent towards me, sending attacks towards me, and sending attacks towards me and my spiritual gifting, known and unknown, in the 5D and in the 3D. Woo! Spirit, woo, God, Holy Spirit, Archangel Michael, I ask that you pull all of my energy back from all people, places, and spaces in which my energy does not belong. I ask that you pull all of my energy back from all people, places, and spaces in which my energy does not belong. I thank you. Holy Spirit came out of the deck. I can't make it up. Holy Spirit saying, I'm here, baby. I love you. I love you. I love you back. I love you to life, my spirit team, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, Archangel Michael, my spiritual team, I ask that you pull all of my energy back from all people, places, and spaces, all platforms, virtual platforms, in the spirit, in the astral, in the dream, and in the physical, where my energy does not belong, in the spirit and in the flesh. Any and all dark forces being projected and sent towards me, I ask that you send them back. I ask that you send them back to their source, please, and thank you, Holy Spirit. All dark forces being projected and sent towards me, I ask that you send them back to their rightful places and their source and or the senders of those energies. I ask that you send back all dark forces, God, back to their rightful spaces in which they belong. Thank you, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guides, and guardians. I ask that you close the portals, close the portals, close the portals, please, and thank you. I love you and I thank you. I love you and I thank you. I love you and I thank you. Close the portals, close the portals, close the portals, close the portals, please and thank you. This is absolutely beautiful and amazing. I love what I do. I love that the Most High Mother and Father has ordained me to do this. I love me. I love the divine. I love me enough to choose me. I love me enough to heal me. This is the energy that I'm picking up on. Um, yeah, I love me enough to heal me. I love me enough to choose me. I'm so grateful and thankful to the Most High Mother and Father for protecting me, for preserving me. All honor to the Sirius star, my ancient Egyptian ancestors. All honor to the elementals and the Orishas that protect me, that guard me. I'm so grateful and thankful. And the Holy Spirit, who came out as the last, basically the last card, basically saying that this reading is concluded. Like, share, and subscribe. Share it to somebody that it might help and benefit. This last prayer is I declare and decree, Most High Mother and Father, Lord, expose and disgrace every hidden enemy operating in my life as a friend. This warlock was a fake friend. He was a fake lover, working with fake friends and fake frenemies, opposing as family members. Let those be confounded who seek after my soul. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, God, the Holy Spirit is talking. Yeah, let every arrow of the wicked fired into my life return to all senders sevenfold. Ooh, God. He falls into the pit that he has made. I cannot make this up. God. Woo. God. All praise to the Most High, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. This is the message. It ain't gonna get no clearer than that. Okay, you can take it to the bank. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all. I'm so grateful and thankful for my spiritual gifting and my great supernatural abilities. I'm so thankful for all the other high vibrational feminines and masculine supreme beings in the collective, the healers, etc., the seers of the light, okay, that are choosing to work with the Most High Mother and Father as well, as we speak out into the world, as we speak and tell our stories and shame the devil and tell we find that we're more aligned with certain experiences more than we are separate, okay? And this is not by chance, okay? This is the energy, okay? I send all honor to the Most High. I send love to the Divine Collective. I know that this is not an easy journey, but it is always going to be worth it in the end, okay? The divine queendom and kingdom awaits us on the other side, okay? As these karmics fall dead in their head and in their beds, they're falling dead, full of dread. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. We meet again. Peace.